slamming weights doesn't bother him. Fuck!
It's a personalized sale pitch if I've ever heard.
Well, she's also a powerlifter.
This fat gym desensitized puppy.
Yeah, look at
He's chonky with a funny name,
Yeah,
and
he
he's
is.
good in gyms. Are you sure you don't want him?
No, I do want him. I'm 100% sure that I do.
It's too bad that you don't want him, and also his brother Jimothy.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if there was one named Jimothy, it's over. If there's one at the end that has an uthie at the end, that's it.
Timothy?
Yeah. Oh,
Charlemagne.
yeah.
His much daintier little brother.
Charlemagne.
I just want him and then the guitarist from Polyphia to just...
You just want to see boys kissing?
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet and then fucking... what's his name?
Oh, Tim
Henson.
Henson, yeah.
You want some hot Tim on Tim action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I get it?
That's something you just said.
You know, like
Is it bad? No.
They're dainty enough to where you're like, I don't know what kind of gay this is.
Oh, hi, Gabe.
Charlemagne is definitely a
Sessionly cookies.
good
Hello.
looking.
I forgot we were alive. I don't regret what I said, but
No. Never ask me again if it's bad to understand why two twinks kissing is cool.
We got our first sponsor. We're super excited about it. Our music and audio is now brought to you by dSCRYB. If you're looking for just the right ambiance for your spooky dungeon crawl, check out dSCRYB's catalog of sound and music. If you're really looking to scare your players, then you can even use dSCRYB's narration tools as they perfectly describe the dungeon that you're about to enter. Now pass the threshold of the storied place and find yourself in the first chamber. A hallway rampant with junk. Any carvings, statues, gnarled sconces on the walls have been obscured by the considerable piles of old and broken equipment. Slashed leather, frayed ropes, dented helms, soiled bedrobes, discarded by adventurers past, perhaps dropped in favor of plunder found deeper within. A trail cuts through the dragon's hoard of debris to the door that will lead you further in. You glimpse a skeletal hand hanging out of one of the mound's fingers, extending spider-like toward the door as if eager for spoils that might be left within. And if that's not enough for you, you can have access to pre-made maps, soundscapes, and their Foundry module to fit exactly what you're looking for on the fly. If this sounds as cool to you as it does to us, because we're really going to be using this in the future, it's super awesome, then you can use code DUNDER to get a 30-day free trial. That's code DUNDER at checkout. Links below. Thanks for listening, and thank you, dSCRYB, for checking us out and sponsoring the show. Hello, welcome back to Dungeons & Dunderheads. My name's Andrew. I'll be your DM for the evening, and we are picking up in the Queen's Rooks, a campaign about a man throwing a hissy fit because his older, cooler sister got the stuff that he wanted, so he broke into her house and just took it. Here to clean up the mess are our band of heroes. Say hello, band of heroes.
Hello, Band of Heroes.
hi.
Band of Heroes, hello.
Oh, no.
We're morally questionable.
Hey,
This is also true.
I did exactly what you said.
All right. Well, go around the table introducing these lovely folk, singing sonorous soliloquies. Colby.
I sing, except for I haven't not done that one since I
That's true.
No, you did. When you were walking them down the tree, you were singing with your lute.
Singing with your lute, that's just playing a lute.
Well, singing and playing lute.
All right, maybe I've sang once or twice as Sail, the Aqualad, the Warlock Bard boy himself.
Boy. All right. Adapting adventure and artifice. Lizzie.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm playing an artifice. I am more machine than cat at this point. Also Tabaxi.
Oh, yeah. Keeping killed kith and kin close. Sam.
Sam, playing Kex, Soul Knife, Rogue, Hexblade, Warlock, Vampire, Fangs.
I'll take it. That's way better than it has been.
A lot of common stuff.
That is. Yeah.
Somehow the intro was both smooth and chunky.
I really like this Michael.
I don't do anything that's not choppy, Colby.
All right. Shepherding souls to silent sleep. Sticks.
Hello.
Or Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy, otherwise known as Styx Roddenwing, the Grave Cleric, now with a big bastard sword that will eventually cut things up.
That's so fitting.
Big store.
I thought it was a great sword, but calling it a bastard sword makes it so much funnier for Styx.
I never knew my father. Sorry. He did.
I just went for like the grouchy old man roleplay where it's like, you old bastard.
All right, last we left off, we had quite the time. The Broken Wings had chosen, had to choose what to do with Vathis. Oh my god, I can't talk today, guys. In a moment of preparation, Styx pulled the death card from the tarot deck, bringing him to an unexpected conversation with Kalimvor. Being in the domain of Sail at that time, Sail was also present for this meeting. They spoke on the benefits and ethics of killing Vathis versus saving him, with Kalimvor ultimately leaving the choice to Styx. Granting him a sword called the Executioner, Styx sent Vathis to Kalimvor, electing to keep their resources and try to save more lives later. This split the party somewhat. Later going back to Guild's Row, they split up and took care of some of their own projects. Alyssa investigated the issues on the Perihelion, finding that the cannon's firing pins had been swapped out with Stygian iron, making them inert. Looking for more sabotage, she uncovered that the crew had been charmed and that their minds had been wiped by the Lady of Shadow. Grey men were left on board to report back. Sail led some of the wounded that had visions of night walkers in the battle against the Gruul, finding out that they had briefly found themselves in the Shadowfell and truly did see those creatures. They had been cursed with their time there and had to be brought to the Tristani to be cured. Kex and Styx went off to visit the Ebon Feather Temple to check in with Sister Dusk Shadow, only to find Ray, the groundkeeper, had taken up the mantle while she was away. They asked after him in the temple for him to reveal that there had been some odd occurrences happening around the site, as symbols of the Raven Queen had taken on twisted appearances. Ray had even taken down a relief of the Raven Queen as her hands had turned into festering claws. When asked where this might be, Ray had put it into one of the empty tombs where the dead clergy were kept. Finding the tomb that had been obviously tainted, bearing the name of Leon Endwin, the two of them ventured opening it to find a black rat being that immediately attacked, almost flaying the skin off of Kex. In a moment of fear, Kex teleported them and this being to the plane of fire, where it immediately turned to ash. Taking a moment, they attempted to teleport back, only to find themselves in the Endwin Empire outside of Ilios, where a massive airship was preparing to make its way across to Guild's Row. Elsewhere, Alyssa and Sail had reconvened on the issue of the Grey Men, attacking the Perihelion, bringing the senior crew to be looked at by Asperia, who can comb through people's thoughts, finding that while they may have been manipulated, they were currently clean of influence at the moment. They set to tracking down the Grey Men, finding them all over the city using the new HUD system that Alyssa had devised and taking them out. When dealing with one of those people, when dealing with one of the people that had been mind wiped, they realized that the engine had been tampered with. Sail and Alyssa worked together to defuse the runes that were on a countdown timer, presumably to cause an accident on the Perihelion. After that, Sail went to go speak with Jotun, finding him being lectured by the Storm Herald about ordering politics and who should follow it. Sail interceded that Vathis had been truly defeated by the Broken Wings and that those that wished to fight under the rule of the strongest should marshal themselves under Jotun. The Storm Herald inquired if the fight had been an actual duel, to which Sail said no, but it's not like Vathis had been fighting honorably this entire time anyways. At a bit of an impasse, Sail spoke to the masses, asking what kind of rule they prefer, the rulership of the Endwin, or what they have known under Jotun. Freedom of choice, no new laws brought down on them. This was enough to sway them to Jotun's camp and back to Guild's Row. Alyssa spoke with Arnold Abernathy, Morgan's father, about the letter given to him by Max, Morgan's husband. In the letter, he warned that the Endwin were not pleased with what had happened between Morgan and Eldaconan, and that they were looking into him and their son, Max. That is Max and Max for the record. That is Max and Max Jr. I realize I said the name a lot there. Is father and son. I want to clarify that. Mm-hmm. That he was most likely going to go on the run after Arnold had left, but that they should trust Arnold and send for them if they needed help. Arnold and Alyssa spoke about their opinions on the ongoing hostilities, concerned that the Endwin would be going into this, maybe going into this irrationally. that if Alyssa's statements on the passing of Morgan Eldconan were true, that Eldconan was a being called a hierarch at the time, that this entire war would be predicated on lies. Concerning him deeply, Alyssa left with him and Narsh to the Everdon Temple to say that they could find more signs about hierarchs, though Arnold was doubtful, as he said that a lot of the people at the Everdon Temple were just stupid.
Waste of space.
The next morning, Styx could finally send a message to the rest of the team, letting them know where they had landed and telling them to check in on Ray. Checking on Ray, they had found that he'd been stabbed through and left on the ceiling. Styx and Kex decided that they're going to try and sabotage the ships in front of them, but decided against it, electing to teleport back to Gil's Row via Styx, successfully staying... successfully making the trip. They went to speak with Judge Asperia, where Jeb interceded, calling in his favor with Kex, speaking to Asperia and getting Kex's vote of confidence. Asperia agreed to go with him to speak to the Lord of Light and possibly obtain more forces, leaving the rest of you to catch up and plan your next moves. We pick up in the Pride's Call, 1 day into the second week, as not a ton of time has elapsed. You're at the top of... Actually, I'd say you're about halfway through day 2 at this point in time. You all reconvene after speaking with Judge Asperia. What would you like to do?
Alyssa's gonna step outside to receive the bean shipment that she ordered in the last week.
Looking for beans.
I know we got a list of stuff that we wanted to do last week. Styx, a lot of it is going to be kind of downtime stuff, expending spell slots, making glyphs of healing. I think healing would be be the best, just because the trigger being going unconscious, it's a flat 80.
I do have something I'd like to put out for your consideration. Hollow,
Yes.
where Enduin has punched through in the church specifically.
Yes, that was the main. So it's a 60-foot. I think I took it, but it is a 60-foot radius.
Yep.
Diameter.
Radius. So 120 feet across.
Do we know where Hildegard is? Because she could help exponentially speed this up.
The last message we sent her way was through the primordial courts about her seeing about the pillar of fire.
So she's probably there or heading there or something. We should also let her know that we might need her here.
Yeah. So,
Well, to that point, Hilda, as Colby,
Okay.
as former character,
let me open the other tab I always have open.
Just in case.
you would have been notified that the river started to clean itself up in the in Ornmaldir in Pyre's wake. Changes have been made. A lot of the Fae have started to become more restful. A lot of the animals that live there that are naturally just aggressive due to the terrain have also started to calm down. Works towards growing and fixing the soil issues are starting to take more and more regularly. It's not perfect by any means, but there's been a definite shift within the Pyre's wake recently.
And I believe Hilda knew that was Sail's purpose, or like one of his major goals was to help Lenrin. So I think she would be smart enough to put that together. Maybe there'd been some success on that front. So she might have done a sending to like get information between now and then.
If you'd like to, go ahead.
I won't say it's with any of the party members, so that way we don't have to retroactively worry about who had what information. But like to Lenrin and then not getting anything, maybe to Majra, because she might have met Majra.
Didn't meet her. Yep.
Then she was trying to help with the Twilight Courts and setting up the Dreamers area to be a little bit more little stronger, so she would have still been in the Feywild potentially when the primordial courts would have asked to talk to her, so she would have probably been looking at fire pillar stuff. Just for
Delightful.
expediency's sake.
You got it. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Styx would just kind of be hanging out with everybody and doing things as he needs the glyphs. I want heal for everybody, which is at least 4 days because heal is 7th level, right?
6.
Is it?
Yep. 6th level.
It's crazy.
Right, yeah. Damn. Heal at 8th level is 90 health. That's almost a full heal. That's crazy. And then also there would be some other glyphs that he might want to set up. Possibly he would want to try and find a way with his newfound control weather he would probably be going over it with Alyssa and the perihelion of like, hey, like I can do this now. I don't know if it would be beneficial or if it would be a hindrance to the perihelion itself. It's a 1 mile range or 1 mile radius or 1 mile diameter. Let me see.
Do the spell.
It is
What spell?
5 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Control the weather within 5 miles. So is that a 5 mile radius?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, from the point of where it's casted, so it moves with you unless you break skyline.
But if I use it on a glyph, it would be similar to how Spirit Guardians would work.
Yeah, I
Still
guess.
have to see.
My worry is what happens when multiple people are trying to control the weather.
You only need one.
Yeah, you would still have to be able to see where the weather is.
Well, I was thinking of putting the glyph, if it was beneficial, like on the perihelion, to where the command would be whoever's running it, you or Quickstep, they could activate the glyph if needed.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you can
it
make-
would affect the perihelion too.
It would. I think the best use for it is making sure that we don't get lightning struck by the Thunder's Judgment.
Yeah.
Oh, does the Thunder's Judgment kind of like have a wake of a storm with it? Like, does it have some kind of like aura about it?
To a point, yes. The perihelion makes sound. It has an engine, very obviously, but it's kind of this like dull thrum as it kind of comes overhead. The Thunder's Judgment, you guys heard it before you saw it. It is deep, pervasive, and as it kind of like sits in the skyline, you can just faintly always feel it in the ground as it's just.
It feels like thunder, like this shaking, the rumbling that you
Anytime it moves, you guys can hear a.
That's cool. So technically, I could basically set it as like hey, we're gonna calm the weather down. As like if they're trying to, we could use it as like a reactive. If they're trying to take down the perihelion.
We could also try to do the opposite. I just don't know if lightning damage is going to do much against a thing called the Thunder's Judgment.
So based on control weather, it doesn't say anything specifically about lightning. The options are precipitation, temperature, and wind. Wind can go from calm up to storm.
I think you can set it so that it is a storm, so the lightning strikes would be random, but
Nothing in the spell.
You can't.
nothing in the spell, but it's still environmental, right? So the rules for lightning strikes.
No.
You get up to torrential rain, driving hail, or blizzard.
Yeah.
If they were calling lightning down, Jeremy would not be able to influence the lightning not coming down onto us with the.
However, if it was an environmental effect, we could set the glyph to clear the weather to where there's no clouds and technically speaking, lightning can't come from anything
You
that.
could also put the wind behind us and against them.
That's
That's it. Not in the spell, so it's just storm winds. It's not like a tailwind specifically.
Can't you choose the direction that the wind's coming in
It takes
from?
doesn't
10
say.
minutes minimum, up to 40 minutes to change. So it's not like you use your action and the wind's turn and you still have the advantage.
So what I'm saying is if we have one on one side of the city and one on the other, and we know that we're going to try to go this way, and they're probably going to try to like either come this way or go that way, we can make it so that it's more difficult for them to do that.
I think isn't there like a control wind spell or control?
It's much smaller.
Yeah, but this doesn't give you the option. Like it's very much like it's a table of 1 through 5 and 1 through 6 on all these, where you just get to pick the
This
the
is
weather.
also based
You don't
on
get to
the
pick
assumption
directions.
that the ship does cause lightning to come through the air and not just from itself.
Yes.
As opposed to like magical artillery, like you guys have the Nixium cannon that
Like
shoots
we
lightning bolts.
and we don't know if it actually does that or not.
I'm thinking like Sasuke trying to use Kirin with no clouds, and
Right.
Orochimaru was like, "Hey, don't embarrass yourself, you idiot."
But we don't know if that is its actual functionality. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, if I have a spell slot and a glyph, it could be like a contingency plan.
Yeah, I think having one ready is not a bad idea, but I think investing more than one is a waste of time personally.
Having a blizzard show up if you need to run away is also not a bad thing.
No, I don't know.
It takes 40 minutes for it to take effect.
Yeah, but 40 minutes in the grand scheme of things, because it follows you, right?
Yes, it does follow you, but with glyph, I think it would emanate from the glyph, and it would follow, in this case, the perihelion.
Give
Yeah.
or give the glyph to whoever's getting the people out of the city.
Or attach the glyph on a string and throw it off the perihelion.
Yeah, and then like again, contingency plans. Like that's kind of what Styx wants to help with. Like, hey, we're gonna be dealing with some fuck shit.
You have that
and-
spell?
Fuck shit.
You have contingency?
No, is that? I don't know.
It's
what
a
that
wizard spell.
Oh,
It-
okay.
It's basically if X happens, this spell goes off, and you cast it like ahead of time.
Oh, so it's almost like a reaction spell, but
Yeah.
like holding an action. That's cool.
Pretty sure that's
I wish.
what Elda Conan did, or not Elda Conan,
Cavis.
Cavis.
with Power word kill. She had a contingency to
Yep.
have that go off when
That
she
makes
died.
sense. I've never played a wizard. I don't look at the wizard spell slots or the spells.
I knew
also,
the moment her contingency was an attack and not bringing herself back from the dead. She was already bringing herself back from the dead somewhere else.
Well, we took care of that one.
Yeah.
She's back, but this is the last time. Hopefully.
Yep.
Andrew was mad I burned down his house, so
No, I think he was actually happy that you did.
Why would I be upset?
said you wanted to keep going. You wanted to keep doing that to us.
Behind the scenes, Andrew just takes the difficulty slider and he's just like, that fight?
Other than that, yeah, Hollow. Let me look at Hollow. It's like a 4th or 3rd.
5th, 24 hours casting.
Oh,
That'll be
Or you could do
all day.
forbiddance maybe.
oof.
Forbidden.
Lord and Savior DM. What is the square footage of the Ebon Feather?
Bigger than 60 feet.
Yeah. I'm assuming we're talking like at least 1,000.
We're talking about a grand cathedral.
Yeah. So
I always thought it was like kind of cozy because it's in the middle of like Guild's Row, but
something that can maybe be fixed later with
I was thinking,
Hollow,
like,
but we just don't have the time.
Local church kind of vibe. But if it's a grand cathedral, that makes it so much cooler.
It had
Yeah.
a groundskeeper.
Yeah, it was large enough
And
that
they have crypts.
it had to have staff.
Yeah, and they have
crypts.
crypts.
Yeah.
okay.
It is so forbiddance is a ritual spell that takes 20 minutes to cast, and it takes 1,000 gold pieces in rubies,
Yep.
which
Doesn't matter.
and it lasts for a day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You could cast it as a ritual, not burn spell slots.
Did we want to look into options for sending? I think we have sending stones.
Yes,
You'd have to give that to the
You-
other person.
gave them.
You
Out.
made sending stones and you hand them out to generals.
Yeah.
That's what you did. So they can report back to the perihelion. They cannot report back to you.
Yeah, because you don't have the
Got it.
one of the sending stones.
Got it. So at least they were in communication with the perihelion, though.
At all times, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So they can coordinate things like artillery strikes, yada, 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 which will give the perihelion advantage on those types of checks.
How much time did we say that it took me to make those twin journals? Is that like a day?
If I remember right, they're an uncommon magic item. They're not that hard to do.
Okay.
And you made some, I think it was a day.
Okay.
You guys had the resources on hand. It was something I hand waved.
Is that something where I could hand wave it and say like, hey, Clifton, guess what you're doing for the next little bit here?
Is Clifton proficient in enchanting tools?
Is Clifton proficient in it?
So does he have calligrapher's tools?
After going to school, probably. We haven't like done anything with Clifton specifically since the kart race.
Yes, I'm aware.
So, I don't.
He also
know.
didn't have a ton of time in school since the kart race. It's
Yeah.
been a month.
Oh God.
Basically, what I would want to be doing is
2
like
months.
creating like the broken wings like journal.
Does he have
kind of thing.
proficiency in what?
Calligrapher's tools.
Nope.
No.
No tools proficiencies.
Then I don't think, I think Clifton's been too focused on chronergy than actual enchantments. Not to say that you couldn't find some within these that
Okay.
would 100% be capable of that.
I would want to basically make sure that we all have a twin journal. So for like, if we ever get separated again, we have some way of checking back in.
Yeah, Nizzy probably would be the
You
person.
build
to
in
answer
like
that.
some sort of a notification system, like it vibrates or chimes
Bing.
when we write in it.
I specifically don't do that because if we're in the middle of combat and then somebody's like, ding, or like stealthing, you know, or somebody casts, God forbid, guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who could have done that?
Who could have done that? Who definitely learned their lesson for the rest of their D&D career.
Magic has sound.
It's a
and light.
really hard lesson to learn that some people die for.
Have you seen that short? Oh, it's like a D&D creator who explained why guidance doesn't work, and he starts like default dancing,
Yeah.
and floating, like, mid-conversation.
Let me break it down for you.
I just had a conversation with Dawn, one of our other D&D friends, a Friday, and she was just like, "Well, can I just like sleight of hand while I'm doing guidance?" I was like, "No, because it takes away from an entire class that has subtle spell.
Yeah.
That's the entire point behind it, is that
Can
you
you
have to do these things."
Can't you take meta magic adapt?
Yep.
Yeah, you could.
Good.
That would have been really
Still
cool for a listener.
Only a couple.
Like,
You can't do
Why?
so. You can't do that if you're not a sorcerer.
Meta magic adept would allow you
It's
to
a
do
feet.
Yeah.
You can take a feat to do it.
My understanding of that feat was that it still requires that like you have
A sorcerer.
Oh,
level.
sorcery points.
yeah.
You get one sorcery point when
Actu-
you take the feat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But subtle spell takes 2 sorcery points to do.
Well, there you
Is
go.
it?
I think it
So
depends on
I
level.
don't think you can do it.
Hold on. Let me
Yeah.
look
All
here.
And it's not important for what we're doing.
No.
now. We're getting into the weeds about D&D metaphysical fucking magic. All right, you are sending people off to go make some twin journals. They can 100% do that. They're not going to be as fast as you about it, obviously. But by the end of the week, you will have them.
Okay. I want them to be like themed a little bit here, so I'm gonna describe it. So they look like a black book.
You gain 2 sorcery points.
They look like a small black like pocket book that you could literally fit in a pocket, and it has the symbol of the broken wings, and then it has also Kalimvor's like scales, and then a golden feather.
That's beautiful.
Love it.
Also, side note, what is the symbol of the broken wings? I'm not gonna lie, I always thought it was like the antithesis of the unnamed god. So instead of like a hand clutching the sun and like snuffing its light, I was thinking like almost like an open hand holding like a raven or something.
You know, so we've never talked specific, like, we've never come up with our own symbol. We've been associated with the symbol of the Raven Queen a few times.
So how I picture it is like a literal like dove wing, but you know how like when you have a broken heart and there's like the black piece in the middle where it's 2 pieces? It's like that.
A stylized broken wing.
Yeah.
So we got twin journals getting made. You have at least 4 days just on glyphs alone.
Yes, 4 days just for us, not including, I don't know, Bastion, Daniel, that kind of
You
thing.
got to make
gonna add
choices on
time.
what you want to do.
Let me go through my spell list and kind of.
Hum and haw about it.
Are you sending any messages to Hildegard?
Yes, there's a couple messages that I wanted to send. It would be
I'll be asking you to send some for me today, too.
Hildegard, checking in with Hush, possibly reaching out to Sot, the priestess of the Temple of Erebus.
Oh,
And then, who was the other? I had one more. Sorry, I had my D&D notes up with all of my names. The Queen of Veldan.
Abigail.
Queen Abigail.
Abigail.
That's on. I put that on my list of talking to as well. So
Okay.
physically, if able.
No, not here.
Why not?
Okay, so sending Hush, Hilda,
If not here, then when?
Abigail, not on camera, that's where.
Tell me the time, baby.
Hilda, Abigail, and
Spot. You said Spot.
oh yeah, Sot, and
It's gonna come with the sending stuff.
get name.
I gotta go talk to somebody first. I gotta before I tell you if we're gonna go send to that person or not.
I just am making notes. Can I like put something down?
Max / my dad.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, also Tiana. Don't know how.
We already
Tiana.
tried.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as a not sending, but maybe look.
We did. Yeah, we did a sending and it didn't take. So, what do you do?
My turn.
Sure.
We're going in a line seemingly. So
All right. Mother Morose. I wanted to touch base with Hilda if she then gets a message. I know I had more of a list last week.
Yeah.
So this is probably one of the heaviest prep sessions I've ever had to do for this kind of stuff. You want to collect the Crimson Scourge, call the pillars in for assistance, and set an ambush on the Serpent Strait for the Emperor's flagship and the Everdawn.
Okay. Yeah, those sound good too.
Sorry, Dawn's Light, not the Everdawn.
And look for Tiana.
Beautiful. Okay.
are we talking about just today?
For the week.
For the week. Yeah.
Okay, well,
those alone are going to take almost the entire week for
there's
glyphs and all
the
that kind of stuff. So
There's the stuff you and me already talked about. Immediately, Kex wants to go talk to the Dawn Justice. Personally.
Oh yeah, talk to Abernathy.
He wants
today.
to go talk to him personally. He might go do that by himself real fast. He wants to have a private conversation with him. He wants to talk to Imperator Aglar, or not Imperator anymore, but
yeah. I called him Imperator when I should have been calling him Minister.
Imperator and Minister Aglar
Oh yeah, because he took over.
about staging the ambush for Yolov and Hurry, and subsequently going after and investigating after they are taking care of the Demir base that is under the water in the Stone Causeway.
All right. That's all great. My whole point was that you guys were together within the Pride's Call to speak about it amongst each other. We wound up at a above table conversation, which I didn't catch and just let happen. I'm not mad at anybody for it. So in character, now that we've all above table discussed what you guys want to do, where would you guys like to start speaking with one another?
Could you remind me of what mine was? You went through the others, but I know that one of them was Twin Journals. There is a couple of other things. I just want to make sure
You want to investigate for signs of Eld Conan. And then make twin journals. You did not have a ton.
You didn't put very much. You did just those two, and that was
Yeah, hunt down Eld Conan, try to persuade Abernathy to your side, which you guys had already started on. Checking Crew's minds to assist with that. That's what I wrote last Sunday. And then during my prep, the things I focused on were that stuff, because you guys had already spoken with Abernathy a bit. But if you want to continue doing that, you can.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could, probably with the help of Sayul, if he's free, to go through and do diplomacy to try to get Abernathy on our side with the other airship.
I would like to.
Potentially doing that before it gets ambushed.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Abernathy. Probably with you, and now it sounds like Kex want to talk to him too.
That's enough for me at a meta level, so I'm good. So
Sorry.
So, zoom in. Pride's call.
Yep.
Sebastian,
Daniel,
Daniel.
the unnamed guard captain, Leonard, Shalissa.
My next character's mom.
The werebear,
Yep, Melanie,
Melanie,
Talony, Cat V, Uncle V.
Uncle B.
No, he's not here yet.
oh, yeah.
All right. So, we have a lot to do, and in the grand scheme of things, not a lot of time to do it.
Yep.
Where are we going to start? And this is happening like while Styx is like, and the runes that the glyphs he's making are probably on either like vestments of everybody, particular pieces of armor that I don't think would be stripped away or like targeted by anti-magic spells, that kind of thing. So like with Styx, or sorry, Kex, too many X's.
Finally.
No, I fucked it up. He would be putting it on like the inside of the buckler to where it would be shielded and not like easily visible to anybody but.
I'm just gonna be following
gonna
Sticks
give it my
around with my
D-string,
like
but that works
multi-purpose
too.
tool, and then just like holding it out, and then whenever you reach for something, you just grab it.
Scalpel. Scalpel. Open.
Baby. Tiny doctor, tiny scalpel.
Where should we start?
It's
like midday, right?
I'm gonna go talk to the Dawn Justice. I need to just have a conversation with him, just to be polite, because I was as close as I was for as long as I was with Morgan, and I want to go stage the ambush for Hurry, who I believe to be the head of Demir and me at the time, and to finally put my mentor to rest.
I had an intern make these. Please take them. If you write in them, it goes to everybody. Consider it a group chat. We should probably make a password.
Not done yet. You just sent people to go start on them.
It'll be in like a couple days, day or two.
Okay.
You give us a blank notebook that has no magic. You're like, oh. I'm gonna be reaching out to people. I think
Part of me talking to the Dawn Justice is developing a plan to get Max out.
yeah, it's quite unfortunate that we were so close, just so close, and couldn't.
I mean, you were the one that wanted to leave immediately.
We needed to. It would have been days to get there unless we tried to teleport again and possibly.
Yeah, but don't make a joke about being so close when we could have done something.
So we're going to talk to Abernathy. You're going to be making things. You're going to be praying about things. I'm going to be talking to people. You're going to talk to people and then end up stabbing people. I think that's the general plan for the week.
That's just my plan for like today and tomorrow. After that, you need to help send me places.
All right, I will shepherd you around.
Yep.
I can do it once a day.
Yep.
So
Well, you can call in some.
no, it is once a day. I call on them to do it
Oh,
once a day.
okay. Well,
Give an allowance.
my
I have a budget.
hope,
Same thing, right?
my hope is that we can take care of Yolov and Hurry in quick fashion, and then you can start sending me places. And after you've sent me a couple places, then Max is ready to go, and you send me there, and we can get him out.
All right, we can try, but it's going to take me a day to send you there and a day for you to come back. I can send you 3 places, basically, if I dedicate everything. And I can't do that because I'm going to be going up north, so I need 2 days.
If I went with him,
Yeah.
I could bring him back, although... Oh, no, it's a 6th level. That's fine. Well, no, I only have 1 6th level spell slot. I can bring us back. That's 1
Word of recall is
6.
really.
But it also has the same effect of time dilation at the moment.
Not time dilation, just where we end up.
Would Styx have felt like the pull when we were doing Road of Recall from the Endwin Empire? Like that it could have gone wrong?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Okay.
We're just aware of that.
Kex is correct. The time dilation is only through the Fane Shadowfell. Teleporting to teleport will not time dilate you, but it may fuck up your landing.
Yeah.
And how badly you fuck up will be how far off you are.
Say if like into lava or something like that.
Yes.
Say into lava or something like that.
A distinct possibility.
Okay. Well,
Wait, this is the next day, right?
Yep.
You already powered through one of those.
You know what I can do? I can pray and see if Kellenvor will bring Max and Maximilian to us.
I don't think he can do that physically right now. We gotta go get him.
If you are
I'm
sending,
talking about divine intervention.
that'd be good.
I'm not trying to question what your God can do. You're talking about just moving people from a continent to continent. I don't.
I'm going to gesture over to Bastion.
Uncle V will actually pipe up at this point in time. Just like, if you all can go from continent to continent, plane to plane, why could a god not?
It's not my point entirely, but okay. If he wants to,
Just curious.
if he wants to go for it, he can go for it.
If you're also sending to Hilda, she could probably help out with some of the bigger stuff you're worried about.
And if you do that, and we need it later this week, when shit goes down, it's gone.
It's always a chance.
If it works.
do any of you know where we can find a wizard? I don't know any wizards personally.
Well, we used to know wizards, and then
The pendant.
the Sunholm pendant.
I'm just saying there's a distinct lack of wizard,
Yes.
and I could use a one.
They
Niv
blew up
Mizzet? Is he a sorcerer or a wizard?
Oh, he's definitely a sorcerer.
well, I mean, what is he now?
Fucked.
What about
say.
is Asperia? Is she?
Asperia is talking to Satan right now.
Yep.
Are we cool? Okay.
No, we're not cool with that.
Okay.
But
We're not. Okay.
Okay, but what's the worst thing that could happen then?
Jeb.
Yeah, but what is his name?
He did get me off scot-free. He's good at his job.
Asperia signs some sort of legalese that binds her legally to the law demon nightmare guy.
Okay, but this isn't Simon we're talking about. Asperia is very...
She's smart, but she's still talking to fucking Asmodeus.
Yeah, but I think that, you know, all of the risks that she's going to take are calculated, and if it is putting her in debt while saving...
I'm not saying
hundreds,
she's
if not
not
thousands.
smart. I'm just saying she might not be as good at math as the Lord of
Simon?
Light.
That is her choice and her decision to find out what happens.
Okay. So no wizards. Got it.
That's not to say no wizards. The Pale Guard will have some on hand, as there were like law mages within the Azorius. You have the Azet would have some on hand as well.
Where's Michael Jordan when you need him?
So you can go find wizards.
Basically, I want somebody who can detect magic and then see invisible things with me. And I was like, okay, if I can just get like a couple of people to help me search for a Laconin, that would go well. And it would also give us access to sending.
I have most of those spells.
I would
Yes,
say
but
just
I
talk
can't-
To Nizzy.
What?
Talk to,
Okay. But I can't rely on you all the time because you got your own stuff to prepare. You got so many runes to make.
And it's 6th level, and I only have... Man, I wish that you got another 6th level spell slot
I
anytime.
bet everybody wishes they got another 6-1.
I think you do at like very high level.
Like 19 or
Yeah, you
20.
get one more.
Okay, so what is the day that they're coming? It's like 6 days?
6 days. And I'm going to be gone for at least one out of the city to get the boat.
And I'm going to have my 6th level spell slots tied up for 4.
Can none
You
of
guys
you
are off
leave?
by a week.
2 weeks?
Yeah. So it was a month from when you landed back here.
Oh, I think what we're thinking about is the perihelion was set to blow up in a week. So our characters are expecting something to happen.
And the Emperor will be arriving in a week. That doesn't mean that's when the shit's going down, but that's our assumption. That's
Peace.
when it might.
Okay.
Peace.
If
We're-
not,
our-
and If none of you can leave for the next day before I give you a journal, I would greatly appreciate it. If you teleport to another plane, if you could let us know before at least.
I will do my best to not.
Okay. Are we going to deal with that temple?
Yes, I think we need to.
I don't know what we can do.
Do you want to all just go down there today, take a look, see, have a couple drinks?
We could bring Abernathy there.
We could bring
And
Abernathy
Portia.
there.
Sixel sending to Portia.
Yeah. Grab Portia,
Portia.
grab Abernathy.
He hasn't sending to Portia since we've been back. We're back in Guild's Row. We are preparing the Ebon Feather is in bad shape. Can you meet us there today?
The spell goes out, and for a moment you think it doesn't take. As there's this like pregnant pause, and then she finally, I can meet you there. I think we might need to talk about some other issues that I've been seeing around anyways. So, Ebon Feather, say 5?
I'll tell everybody. 5. So we have like a couple hours.
A few.
5. We'll meet Portia. She says that she has things to tell us other than this.
Sure.
She seems aware.
Another thing we might need to think about. The Orzhov section has very clearly been infiltrated by Nightwalkers.
Yep.
So I think whatever death temples are in that section of the city are going to be entry points, unless we can do Forbiddance or Hollow or something on them.
So those were the things we saw in the Shadowfell. How bad are they?
They are terrible.
They almost killed Althea, one of the Sin Slayers.
They had chased me for way too long, and I didn't get touched, but like I saw things get touched, and it was not good.
Whose face is that that's making that one?
Daniel.
Yeah. Daniel got chased by them when he died.
I was there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
well,
So Daniel, you're not going to go near the Orzhov for the foreseeable future, so you shouldn't run into any of them
Why not?
because we're not going to go over there right now.
later.
Well, we're going to, right?
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's on the
I
list.
think we have to.
The Orzhov, we're going to have to visit the Orzhov at some point.
It's on the list.
You see, he takes out a book, writes it down.
That'll probably be when a spirit comes back, a collective strike.
Sticks.
Okay.
You notice he has his own to-do list, kind of like you guys do.
Can I see anything on it?
It's Orzhov Temple, yes, and then it has a few names on it.
Do I recognize any of them?
Oh yeah, there's Vathis was one of them that has been checked off.
Nice.
You see that Elda Conan's name, but there's like a question mark next to it because he doesn't really understand what exactly has happened there. But you guys talk about her like she's still alive.
That's fair. That's fair. So you have get flowers for.
And then it's redacted.
Just a black scribble.
Yeah. It's like, why can't I read that? I can read all writing, but for whatever reason, I can't read that name. Crazy.
Okay. So we'll meet her. I'm
Don't just.
towards the end of the day. Should I message Hildegard?
I think you mag dump the sendings at the end of the night.
I'm gonna do because I have one more third level spell slot after I do this sending. Mag dump. Just, bah, 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 bah.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Kalimvor? Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Kalimvor? Have you heard about
I mean, no.
I do that unintentionally.
I think that's the way to go. 8th level sending.
So you're going to send her
Screaming at him.
after we take Abernathy to the corrupted temple?
Yes. Let's go talk to him.
So should I sending Abernathy?
No, we can just.
We're going to go talk
we
to
can
him.
just go talk to him.
Do we know where he is?
Yes.
The temple of the sun boy.
He told us where to find him.
the Everlight Temple? Yeah.
Okay, cool. I guess we should just go.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. You guys begin to move. Yep. Heading from Precinct 3 and seeing all the folks around there. As you guys move outside, you're like, it should be about noon.
It's not.
But it's
It's a little dark.
getting a little dark.
Yeah, crazy how that works.
You guys can feel the storm clouds starting to roll in, and not just from Thunder's judgment, but pervading all around. And part of you is just like, well, we have a handful of storm giants, sure. But you notice when you walk out, even they're looking up, a little concerned, as if that is not their doing.
So Jotun's in the Pride's Call that we just left. I'll probably just be like, Jotun, you have free reign of the place. An honored guest.
Of course.
Good stuff.
Of course I do.
We gotta go deal with business and problems in the city.
I've already sent some of my other kin to start helping with stonework. The stone giants fortify that. We have cloud giants in the air, as they are just little wisps looking around for us. We also have some of my more fiery kin have started to make their way to your shops and forages, and they're starting to set up. Should your furry friend Alyssa need any help foraging things that may be a little bit larger in scale, they're at her disposal.
Alyssa starts vibrating.
Alyssa, do you have anywhere that you'd like to send the giant craftsmen for them to get started?
Mind you, they are supreme metal workers. Some have base abilities to enchant, but not like you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is going to be the best bang for our buck at the moment, but I imagine that probably like creating weapons for everybody.
Anti-air.
That's a good one.
We are significantly at a disadvantage right now with air. So having anything that can help take out flying stuff.
Anti-air railguns.
Ballista.
Real?
Trebuchet.
We can do ballista. We can, yes, we will make them our sized.
Yes.
Okay.
That should be enough for, if it can shoot down a rock, it should be able to shoot down a ship.
Yep.
Speaking of, we do have a few rocks coming through.
Rocks?
Like the birds or the
birds.
I will try to relay that to the Pale Guard.
Send a squirrel out?
Yeah, and let them know.
We, should you need help with, you're only one man. We do have some smaller folk that work as our own diplomats most of the time. And he will actually point down, you see a cloud giant, or a cloud Goliath, smiling. They may speak on our behalf if that is more convenient for you.
Yep, just let them know that you spoke to us.
Pardon me if I just don't understand how this works. There's two particular giants that I'm not surprised to have seen yet. Your wife and the Dreamer.
Yes. The Dreamer is still very injured and must recuperate. And that is what Grimnora is helping with.
Okay.
So,
meanwhile, Stitch.
I am just curious.
Yes. He, thanks to you, has been able to come back from this, but being put on that much strain, even the strongest rock begins to show cracks. And while we ventured to forge him stronger, it will take a little bit of time, but we believe he will be ready.
I'm just making sure he is still to be expected. That is all.
He sticks.
And keeping something like that in reserve where they don't see it.
Do you have the ability to bless weapons?
Yes. I have the holy weapon.
Okay.
It imbues it with radiant magic.
Okay. I'm wondering if maybe we can use some of those on like the spears for the weapons that are going to be attacking the Thunder's Judgment.
That is a probable no.
I think you can only concentrate on one weapon at a time.
Is it difficult to do, or can we find people to?
5th level.
Portia might be the only other one, or
Concentration.
Justice, or
Concentration 1 hour.
we just have to go talk to clergy
Yeah.
and see who can do it.
I mean, we could maybe like get holy water or something.
Yeah.
Holy water wouldn't hurt, I think, for a lot of what we're going to be dealing with. That's part of why I'm saying like stuff like forbiddance will be helpful for just undead control.
I think if we can get the Dawn Justice to our side, that is something he can probably collectively talk to all the clergy that's left here in Guilds Row to start prepping to do.
The worst case scenario that I could see being that if those spears or whatever aren't tipped with magic, then they're just going to bounce off a hole.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Really quick, we should talk about the verdant water thing. Because there's 2 options, really. We use it in, around the unnamed god, or we use it for Hurry, who we know is a necromancer.
Or he might not be dead.
Or he's not dead.
But she's a necromancer, and it would make it to where she cannot control.
Does it...
Or I can just take her out.
Can it target the necromancer, or does it have to target undead?
It's whatever is basically like summoned or has like dominate like undead. So if you raise the dead, it can be used on that, but it's not going to do anything against a necromancer.
Yeah, it seems like...
That's why I was... With Fastus, I was saying, oh, we could use it because he is being controlled by somebody.
You see a very strong look of frustration on Kex's face right now.
Why?
Because he had an epiphany, but you don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So...
Doesn't want to be selfish.
I don't think it would work on Hurry.
Would it work on Kex?
Don't think it would... It would kill... It might kill Kex.
It would work on Yolov.
Might work on Yolov.
We don't know what the unnamed god does, but it's...
Yolov a wizard?
Necromantic. in
Yolov
some
is a
way.
me.
Okay.
He's his whole life.
Well,
And now he's a vampire too.
in any event.
It was only temporary, though. Temporary break.
That's why I'm saying I don't want to be selfish.
I'll go to Jotun before we step out, go to and talk to Abernathy. The ballista. The anti-air. It is going to be used on something the Thunder's Bluff size or larger, in all likelihood. Thunder's Judgment.
Oh, I love it.
If your runesmiths or runescribes can do anything to help against structures or vehicles with that ammunition, it would probably go a lot longer or a lot further.
I'll be honest, showed up, ship in the air, kind of assumed.
Yep.
You guys didn't seem like you liked it too much other than like that one.
Yeah.
So, what I will do is I will instruct them to build something for that size or bigger. They're already used to this. It seems that you have spent time on other ship, our ship, the one that we like. Yes, the Parahibidon.
Parahibidon, yeah.
If we were to craft large ballista, could we mount it on the top deck?
Alyssa is going to recall, and the answer is probably yes.
The answer is probably yes. You're correct.
You might have to remove a cannon or something.
I think the answer to that is probably yes. We might have to make some arrangements, but I can get you in touch with the correct people, and they can probably get you. Actually, no, I should ask before I just give you the blueprints to the Parahelion. I'm gonna put him in contact with the ship.
Beautiful. No problem.
Imagine a perihelion, but sized for Jotun. We'd have the biggest ship on our side then.
How fast can these giants work?
How fast can they work?
Could they make a smaller version of the perihelion?
Oh God.
No.
More
That
boats.
require,
I think
that
that'd
would
be
require
months.
magic that we would just not have at the disposal.
I was thinking like Hildegard, maybe,
Hilda and Nizzy, and
Yeah.
give them a month with the giants.
and then
maybe.
if we like sucked some stuff out of the world tree.
And then we could maybe make one the size of ours.
Okay, question. Why do we want to do that? As a distraction? As like a duplicate? Because
More ships.
Sail could
Just more ships.
use it as like he can make a major image. Of,
I
right?
partly I want Sail to have one of the biggest, baddest like ships that exist in the world before the end of this campaign.
Only if we
Mostly
survive.
that.
You know how we do that?
Survive, win.
There's 3 coming that we could just take.
We're probably going to break it before we.
I mean, we got a 1 in 3 chance.
The Crimson Scourge is going to T-bone the Emperor at some point.
I was funny you asked because Cass was just about to ask you a question.
How much damage does a Crimson Scourge
No, it was gonna be how badly do you want to keep your ship?
I do. I really do.
Yeah, but how cool would it be to see your ship killed the Emperor's ship?
I have to go down with the ship. So.
No, you don't.
No, it's a rule.
I don't care.
That's an actual rule.
That rule went away when you became not human.
No. It became more of a rule when I
It's a
became.
contractual obligation, actually.
Technically, going down with your ship would be going down with like your court now. Yeah.
Shut up. You're not going down with the ship.
I
Thank
got
you.
it.
Thank you,
Listen
Saffron.
in.
Thank you. That is
It's a rule. I gotta go down.
Yeah. You? Rules? Rules. Really?
That's
You have to.
Base.
There's another level of madness when you don't listen to your own rules. You're
I'm
inside.
just
rules.
saying we have a.
What did you just say? Another level of madness where you don't even listen to your own rules.
I'm just saying we have.
the alpha male edit of Saturn.
We have a ship with a gigantic magical cannon, and we have
Nope.
a
Now you've gone too
master
far.
of artifice who could maybe put a kill switch on something, and when it collides with something and a magical cannon blows up,
I could do the same thing.
That's a lot of
was
eggs
down-
in one basket.
It's either the cannon or the ship. You can't take both. I fought too hard.
If the ship goes down, so does the...
We can remove the cannon and put it on another boat that I will inevitably get if I don't get to
how
keep
many
this
times
one.
does that cannon hit something?
I can add another kill switch too. 2 kill switches, 1 bow.
Yeah, because you guys made me leave it behind.
Oh, boo.
Symbol
Could've
do it's a
taken it
big
with us.
explosion.
You're going to feel the tiniest little flick between your eyes, and then
You know,
Yes. Saffron sometimes says things that are just so accurate.
I'm gonna send you somewhere like you asked me to, but I'm not gonna bring you back. Just
I believe that there would be a few people that might disagree with that choice, but at the end of the day, that's yours to make.
Oh my
Sayo.
god, you two are just so like just cats all the time. I'm surrounded by cats. I'm the cat and I'm surrounded by cats.
I'm leaving. I'm going to Abernathy.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to
I think
Abernathy
we're all
then.
going to okay.
I walk slightly faster, so I don't.
You do not walk faster than me.
It's not a power move.
I'm going to briskly keep pace very easily with Sayo unless he tries to.
the smoker lung finally gets to him from all the the cigars and.
No smoker lung from cigar, buddy.
All right. As you guys leave from Precinct 3 over to Precinct 2, you eventually find the Temple of the Everdawn, and it is this almost antithesis to the Ebon Feather. The Ebon Feather has this like dark Gothic architecture, while in its stead, this is a light, airy, bright type of architecture. Has arches instead of doors. As it's almost like it glows from within.
Does it hurt a little bit? Just a little bright for me.
Your eyes probably hurt a little bit. Walking in, you see Arnold Abernathy at the top of a pulpit,
Got like my
one elbow on top of it, just. Right, Hello. I feel as though I shouldn't have to tell you this.
Oh, he's let him get this out.
And I understand you have faith close to your heart. But you actually have to read the book. How do you...
You gotta
Six is nodding along.
you gotta love it when somebody's telling someone else that you're worshiping God wrong.
You have all of this space here. Why is it not filled? What do you mean it should be filled? How many people are sick and injured in the streets, all going to a giant tree? You have all the space in the world. Why have you closed your doors? Well, we wanted to keep it clean. Clean? What does that matter right now? There's rubble on the streets.
I love him.
Yeah. Six is just like,
He's when you first met him, he had this like very like coif hairstyle, all that kind of stuff. It is starting to come undone with how he's like, you gotta be kidding me. And finally he just one moment steps outside, uses thaumaturgy. The doors to the Everlight Temple are open. Please come in. Please come in.
For after working with Morgan for like years, so many things make so much sense now.
You see a bunch of and people start to just pile in.
are they injured?
Yeah.
Six will start maybe shifting around pews to make makeshift beds after like looking at Abernathy and just nodding and shifting stuff around, getting sick onto the pews.
Oh, he is so fed up at this point that he just walks up to some of the pews in the way, right? He has people coming out with blankets. He just goes, just thunderwave, sends them out of the way. Here.
She barely talked about her father, but I can see why.
I don't think she needed to. It's basically a mirror image.
You have no idea how right you are.
Hello.
Hello?
Pleasure to see you again. I'm assuming this is the rest of your band?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are the Broken Wings.
Pleasure
Nice to meet you.
It is the greatest pleasure.
How may I help you?
We wanted to chit chat.
There's maybe a favor or something we might need your help with, but I worked with your daughter for a very long time. And I'm sorry she's gone.
A lot of people are. Myself included. But coming to the city and meeting some of its people, looking past you all at the clergy that is just starting to scramble around trying to help. Mm-hmm. For the most part, the people here are open, welcoming, and wish to help one another. And that is beautiful. And I see why she loved the city so.
I understand that you are building a case and trying to find out everything that happened.
That's partly why I wanted to chit chat, is because I know you are investigating, and I figured firsthand accounts would probably be helpful for you.
I witnessed her final moments, if you would like more details from an eyewitness.
Yes. I would, and I would see it recorded, if you do not mind.
I can make a visual recreation of what I saw.
I can do you one better, and I can show you everything that I've seen.
Sticks during this is gonna like purposefully be separated from the group because he knows that Sahil and Kex kind of have it, but he would also offer while he's like helping people who are coming in and like getting the church situated. He would offer and say, you know, I've learned and done research about what they will tell you, and I can chime in about hierarchs above table because we haven't discussed that with him, I don't think.
Alyssa has, but probably not in the same detail that Styx would be able to attest to.
I don't think Styx knows that, so he would just say, "Hey, I can add on to what they're gonna tell." But then he's gonna be like helping people, helping the person who was running the church before Abernathy got here. Poor guy.
Right. Well, if you could, I have taken over essentially to my study, I suppose. As he's going to lead you guys back behind and into an office. You see that this office used to be beautifully decorated, almost garishly. He has left outside bottles of like fine vintage wines from Veldan. He has taken down like ornate books that have nothing to do with the faith, and has just like left them out. And you walk into this office that has now been retrofitted to be very Spartan. It has a bed that's neatly made. It has a desk with all the papers set just so.
So the piles of stuff that were basically non-faith items, does it look like he's just trying to get rid of them?
Yeah, he just doesn't care about them.
I'm going to have McGuire go and vacuum clean it up while we're talking. So that way he doesn't have to deal with it, and it's just one less thing.
As just a bottle gets stuck in the.
Lovely.
It will never.
I'm so glad I didn't follow you guys into that room. God.
Oh, damn it.
You don't like the robo rat choking
what
on
can I
wine
add to my
bottles?
Crap.
Oh my God.
Religious crap.
Not religious crap, and not religious things, and then wine.
I would like some vintage. I got a nice pairing in mind.
Is it just a mix of all of our blood, you weirdo?
No. I would never take that without asking.
That'd be a quadrupling,
Over and
not a
over and
pairing.
over again.
What if there was like a splatter on the ground? Maybe lick it a little bit.
I would
McGuire
still
can
ask
get
you.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Are you going to eat that?
Have at it.
Just out of curiosity, for my own sake, have you guys brought Bastion and or Daniel with you, or
Yes.
any of the others?
Daniel for sure, because we were going to a place of worship. I would want him to see others if he hasn't gone already to Guildsrow.
Bastion if he wants to.
Yeah. I'm kind of treating Bastion as Kex's follow-around character and Daniel as Styx's mentally.
Yeah, kind of. Unless we tell them to do something otherwise.
Kind of fair.
Specifically, I'm going to ask both of them if they also want journals. Bastion, I'm just going to assume that he does, but I'm not sure about Daniel.
Bastion will be like, yeah, I think it's probably a smart idea. I'm probably gonna, while we're looking around, I'm gonna go grab some more intel when I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll get to that later. But yeah.
I will also make an extra for Hush.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I have a little just question, Andrew. Of Kex has very rarely ever been in front of somebody that's divine. Is there kind of a weird feeling that he gets?
The champion of Kellamvor sitting right here.
Yes, and you're also a champion of death. This guy is like pure, just
Sunlight.
yeah.
It's probably like almost an antithesis in a way.
That's kind of
to
why I'm like, I
this.
just want to like, does it make Kex feel uneasy or a little shuddery? I'm just kind of curious, just from a RP standpoint.
Say to a point, probably. You don't believe that he is really on the same level as even Styx, though.
Okay.
He comes in with a voice of authority, sure, but this is a man who spent his entire life in the clergy. He's never had to. He may have done investigations and stuff for the clergy, right? Things like that, but he's not been in the thick of battle like you guys have, right? He's not built the same way you guys are built.
Yeah, and
He's probably more like connected to his clergy
And
than I
that's-
am, because I'm very connected to my God, but he's connected to his church.
yes, but the aura that you give off doesn't make Kex feel uneasy. At
Yeah,
least
that's because it's dead.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. And his is very divine light, which is not something I've been in close proximity with.
Yeah, you felt Kalimvor's eyes on you before, and it is uneasy itself. This is like a beacon staring directly at you, and it does not seem friendly.
I would probably also be not like uneasy, but I'd be like, yeah, this is a lot.
Because I feel like Kex is just kind of like, not only is he hesitant because of his relationship with Morgan and
It's like, oh, how gosh.
all that, but also just like, yeah, I'm kind of undead in the
looking
presence
at
of
the
a
prey.
guy that is not cool with that, really. So
Yeah,
he's like,
girlfriend.
are you looking at me weird?
go give me anybody who would like to go and give me a religion check on Paylor.
On Paylor?
Probably not going to get very much here. Oh, boo.
Hey, Lore, I hardly even know her.
All right. Well, I thought it was going to be bad, but 22.
Religion?
18 plus 4.
25.
14.
Fuck off.
Does the artificer and the rogue get a higher religion check than the cleric?
Yes. Plus 4. That is a 7.
Oh, we have the same plus.
Gonna reach inside McGuire, pull out one of the books that's on Paylor.
Just as a meme, I was like, maybe I would have advantage on this. I rolled a 1.
That is the dice gods telling you no.
I was too far underground to see the light, so
Well,
Yeah. So the two of you, listening Kex, understand that Kalimvor doesn't like the undead. He very specifically does not. But that is because they are anathema to like the natural order, and he really wants to see that work. He's obviously made exceptions, things like that. It is simply a dislike. Paylor hates undead. He wishes to see them burn. He is normally this very bright, cheery god, and in the Enduin Empire, he's like a god of agriculture. But specifically when it comes to undead, he becomes one of the most ruthless, aggressive gods. It is like a dog off a leash.
that's why.
So stepping into this place and then looking at Arnold Abernathy, you can feel the heat radiating off of him.
That's why I'm asking, because I'm like, if there's anybody that just on principle alone is gonna not like me, it's this guy.
So what did you roll, Sayil?
14.
Okay. I feel like as we're telling like this story, I'm gonna try to emphasize like the Stygian iron and the necromantic portions of what the unnamed god is doing, because I now understand how much his god is going to just be like, nope, 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 no.
That's why I want to show him irrefutable evidence.
It is. Paylor literally originates the no kill it with fire.
would Styx at least, even though he rolled bad, would he at least know like what Paylor's?
You understand Paylor's domains.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, Styx would probably help add in and mention that, you know, in the times that I've seen Kalimvor, that Kalimvor has donned his armor, and Kalimvor is actively opposing the unnamed god and
Show the sword. Show the sword.
ready to battle. Oh, yeah, he might know.
Show him the sword.
So is this like the sword that Kalimvor had? Or is it a different thing? Is this something like somebody in the clergy who knows about Kalimvor would be like, oh.
You could probably just feel the presence of it.
It is a sword modeled after Kalimvor's sword. It is not Kalimvor's sword.
Yes.
Kalimvor's out there. I ain't hear no bell.
But yeah, Styx would contribute because I think he would have a base knowledge of like Paylor, Kelemvor, they're not friends particularly, but they do have a lot of the same values.
For ashes, dust.
Daniel, let's go.
It's sick. That is dope. Can't we just take his gauntlets off? Ashes and fucking let's go, Leon.
Ashes to ashes and dust to dust.
You don't even get your fucking last name now, buddy.
I hope your stomach's empty because you're about to get 2 big ass sandwiches.
Or 3 dead granddaughters and an actual daughter down, and he's just like, I didn't hear no bell. Go.
So, if you wanted to like do that in character, then I can also.
Yeah. I guess before we like go into the grand doors, I'm gonna be like, have you heard about the Stygian iron and the weapons? Like we've been creating anti-necrotic weapons because they keep using necrotic weapons against us. Actually, Styx, I think maybe you could speak to that a little bit more. Oh, what's up?
I will throw my major image out and start creating the images of the different Stygian iron weaponries that we've seen, the schematics that you have, and like
So black swords, chains, holy symbols.
Daggers,
the-
shields, prisons,
the people who wielded them, the angel that was guarding Tiana.
The giant scythe.
the schematics of the black site underneath Sunhome that had Stygian iron.
Yeah. You see he has a essentially a pencil in hand, like a piece of charcoal, and blank pages, as he's not looking down, but he's perfectly sketching out everything you are showing him. This is a practiced hand at this.
I will like wait to change until I see he's done drawing and just like acknowledge that he's drawing as we're going, so that way he can get the full detail he likes.
Kex is going to wait until the talking part and the explaining part of everything is over before he gives him.
I'm going to give Styx the opportunity to kind of like approach in between, like helping people to like show him whatever he needs to.
Is Sticks down on the floor or up in his office with us?
I would have came with you guys.
Okay.
I would have probably like been like a minute behind. Like I watched you guys walk up and then been like,
I'll be there,
shit.
Just get one last bedroll ready.
So as I'm seeing like the major image, I would probably, tell Abernathy, like, I'm obviously not a devotee of Paylor, but our pantheons have a lot of the same interests. And I have a lot of respect for Paylor and his ambitions and goals. He's going to pull the executioner out, and he's going to hand it to him, just so he can kind of like look over it. He's going to be like, this was given to me by Kelemvor as we were trying to save one who was tainted by the unnamed god and of Heatran.
Do you know Vathis?
I am aware of Vathis.
We're aware.
He is no more.
I know.
We wanted to save him, but it was
Best that he was put down.
unfortunately.
Did you know Vathis was a child of Heatran and the Lady of Shadows?
Eldaconan. I'm assuming this is like common knowledge,
The
but
one who walked in Eldaconan's skin until Eldaconan's body vessel was killed, and then she jumped to Morgan's.
Way back.
Alyssa spoke of it to me. I am aware who the Lady of Shadows is supposed to be. I'm also aware that I'm assuming you are not speaking of
We believe her to be Enduin's original wife.
I apologize for perhaps making this a little pedantic. I need better specifics. Which Enduin?
Leon.
Which Leon? The name's been used multiple times.
The founder,
The originator.
the original Leon Endwin's wife.
Write that down.
Heatran, the Bulwark, is the original Heatran who fought by the original Leon Endwin's side. Vathis was the product of an affair between the Lady of Shadows, Leon Endwin's wife, and Heatran.
We believe that part of the reason why they're still around is because they're using necrotic means to persist indefinitely.
It feels as though that was fairly evident in Vathis at the very least.
And then Styx would also account for what I think it was Thak or Kelmor was telling him about the marks.
Back.
Yeah, he not sure if it's like super common knowledge. So Styx would go into like, this is how Vathis was able to become somewhat immortal. He would mark his followers of Heatran. It was the mark of Heatran, not the unnamed god, right?
It was both.
He had one of each.
No, but his mark that he put on others
The one that he used to read.
was
incarnate.
Heatran, or was it?
Was bull's horns. Yeah. So it was unclear if that was supposed to be Vathis or Heatran because they're both represented by bull's horns.
More akin to Heatran than Leon.
So he would, explain the mark, maybe like give Sail something to like image, and the only way that we were able to free Vathis was to bring him somewhere where he could not hop to another mark. And we assume that this is how the Lady of Shadow operates, and we believe it is tied to the bloodline of the Endwin Empire.
And the two of you will see for the first time, I'll do a visual recreation of Kellamvor sitting in my chair in my court. And then the color bleeding back in as he gets up and walks around like Vathis, and kind of from my point of view, what that room looked like while we had that conversation.
Oh wow. That sucks.
Man. He had to freeze frame on that. That looks so bad.
We didn't get to see
Look at my face. It's just all screwed up. It's like,
I'll change her face a little bit.
I didn't give you guys much warning before
I saw you grab the deck, and I'm like, oh well, here we go.
it was over pretty quick.
Yeah. We didn't know any better. That's what it is.
I will walk through the original our view of the raid on Sunhome, the fight against the angel, finding Tiana and her original state, teleporting out and seeing Morgan call down the meteors in the blue fire, and like recapture all of that for him as best as I can remember, and explaining like this was a guild sanctioned raid against Eldaconan and Sunhome that took place several months ago.
You get to the part where Morgan, or the Lady of Shadow in Morgan's body, is hanging above, right? Mm-hmm. You see Hilda falling down, and then just behind her, basically only leaving people as silhouettes now, the falling of blue meteors as apartment buildings were literally ripped up out of the ground, lit aflame, and then sent back. And this is the first time in this entire thing where he pauses, he just stares.
I think this is the first time Styx is seeing this too.
It's the first time any of us have.
Except for Sail. Yeah.
Sail's the only. He described it to us, but we've never seen it. Yep. And Kex is gonna kind of shudder watching this too.
Styx will probably like look away and look down.
It's hard to see Morgan like that.
As you can see, it's been pretty one-sided so far.
I'm going to cast a spell here in a moment.
One of truthfulness.
Exactly.
I will allow it to take over me.
And I would like those who wish to put this into record please let the spell take effect so I can certificate your affidavits, essentially, here today.
Yes, sir.
I don't believe any of us will have qualms with that.
You guys will see runes start to come up across the ground, golden, bright. Just a little level of heat coming from the ground now. As it starts to take hold, you feel a pressure against your minds. If you were to try and evade this, now is the time.
Nope.
It takes hold, and he will look at each of you in turn. Do you swear that everything you've said in this recollection and in this report is true to your understanding?
Yes, and I have more to show you at the end.
I swear that everything I have imparted to you is true.
On Kelmbor's name, I swear that everything that we say is right and true.
I promise that everything I have said and shown you is true. So help me, Styx, or Sail, or all my friends, and Arathis. I'd like to take this time to also thank Kelmfor. Everything is true, certified.
The spell will fade as he signs off on it. You notice that at the last part there, because he's been basically notating, drawing, sketching this entire time. You see him at the very end as the zone of truth goes off. The signature he writes glows a gold, almost as if it has been truly signed. Everything in this document is now considered true.
If you will allow me, I have ability to share memory. And out of all of us, I have spent the most time with Morgan. If you would be accepting, I could show you.
He will.
Okay, so I will mind link me and him. It doesn't really matter how long, but 2 hours, whatever. Then I will do the encode thoughts, and I will start. Kex doesn't really know how to show in and out specific, so he's gonna. I have this in my own head of fast forward through non-relevant things, and then speed at regular for things that are relevant. Starting with stuff that they're not aware of things like long nights working with Morgan, waking her up after she's fallen asleep, doing paperwork, telling her she needs to go home, bar excursions with Yolov and her that happen very, very rarely. Morgan finding out Kex's love for music and eventually giving him a flute on his fake birthday. Showing the relationship he had with Morgan, showing the mistakes he made, and admittance to his own sins to her and the punishments for that, and really trying to highlight the amount that she helped him and get his mom back, especially. Highlight the feeling of Morgan's presence when my back gets detonated, and the true sorrow that Kex felt after he learned that she had passed, and visiting her grave, and then ending with the last time that Kex was in the presence of the Raven Queen and Leon Enduin.
See, you will take all of that in. Finally, he breaks. And it is not a racking sob. It is not him falling into like rage and throwing things around, but it is just complete disconnect. His eyes do fill with tears. They fall, but there's no... You know that he feels strong emotions. You saw him out there with the people, and this is just so much he must get away from it. He must stop. And he takes a moment and sits out. And for quite a few minutes, he just sits there. The rest of you not able to see this interaction the same way. Eventually, after a few moments, he comes back to. He wipes his face as a... Thank you for that.
There are a few people that I respect more in the world. And there are a few people who I've mourned a loss for more.
Are we in the room with them?
Mhm.
Yeah. Sticks would say. She brought this city together. She brought us together. And she is greatly missed by many. And we wish we could have done more.
She put quite a bit of faith in you.
We plan to carry that out.
I believe it. And he will, to Alyssa, he will hand out a little totem. It is a poorly carved owl with a W at the bottom
W owl, baby.
for Winston.
You got Winston.
Oh, it's kind of like my raven. Does it look like the one that I got from the Stone Singer? Stone Caller.
Wasn't the Stone Singer.
Fuck, who was that?
It was the Wind Caller
Oh, okay.
or
Yeah.
something of that effect.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting off the top of my
Is
head.
it similar to that, where it's like a
No,
pendant?
this is not magical at all.
Oh,
This is, he saw the statues that Alyssa had made. She had made a bust of Morgan at one point in time. And seeing these visions and understanding like how truly close knit, while your guys' time together may have been short, because in those visions you would have, Kex oddly enough would have been there when she was humming and hawing about making the decision on incorporating you guys, sponsoring you guys, realizing she didn't have as much money as she made it seem like, and she basically bet her house on you guys.
Kex saw the struggles and everything of how
smart bet.
she was not sure if this is the right choice to make, and then eventually,
And then we just, okay.
How many times that she was just like, oh, this is a bad choice, this is a bad choice, this is a bad choice. The background checks that she had Yolov and Kex do on you guys, things like that. After the like incident down to the Stones Causeway, where it's just like, oh, I did a preliminary one, I should have dug deeper. Like,
Nobody here was involved with that incident.
you're not.
Actually, yeah.
You're right. Actually fought vigorously against that idea.
Good thing those treasonous criminals aren't here right now.
Fucking Keikus, man.
Some bad hombres.
Keikus never trust one.
MS-13.
Never trust a Keiku.
Jesus. Had to break up the depressing fucking...
With some Shane Gillis impression. An impression.
So I get this little statue.
yeah,
Who made it?
he did.
So it wasn't Max.
No.
Okay.
He wanted
No,
to do.
Abernathy did. And he'll hand that to you, and then he will actually call Winston, as it is a familiar. It is contracted to the Lamen family, or sorry, the Abernathy family, and he is going to with his report. I need to go back to Ilios and present it.
I have two more things that I want to tell you before you leave. I am from that side of the continent originally.
Straight.
And I understand that you need to get your grandson out.
That wasn't something we'd discussed up to this point.
Just very specifically in the letter, it says, "Do not tell."
Well, I'm confused.
In the letter that's in the Discord,
Okay.
it says, "Don't tell him specifically that we're trying to extract."
He told either you or Sail about the situation too, right?
I think he gave us the letter, but the letter said don't tell him.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's worried about the Storm Herald going to go meet with Max and
He, okay, I kind of see where you're going. I thought you were saying that you were going to tell him that they're planning to extract already and that they've already left.
no.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say that he is worried about them because of the Storm Herald
Okay.
and that my father could potentially help them hide or
Peace. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't say something irreversible that maybe you didn't catch. But if you caught that,
Kex hasn't been shown or told what's in the letter, so he wouldn't know that.
Max said, might try to make our way to Frigg Cross, maybe into the mountains. Who knows? Arnold should know about this. They are thinking about leaving. If Arnold is changing sides, then maybe he should know about it. Or at the very least, we should talk to him about back into character. The form of Lich that the Lady of Shadows is jumps from sorcerer to sorcerer in a bloodline. That's why she was able to jump to Morgan. We're worried about Maxie potentially being a host for her if we should get rid of whatever shell she's currently inhabiting.
Styx would also chime in with what he's learned and also bring up the question of where they could have jumped after Morgan.
Yeah, we still don't know what vessel they're in.
So that might be a good question for Abenaki. Do you know if there was any other bloodlines in the Sunhome area?
Sunhome area. Well, we're talking about a very old bloodline at this point. Who knows how many generations it could have been?
How close was Morgan's bloodline? Using that as a baseline might help.
Generations. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many generations back, but it'd only be one branch. The Abenaki family was we're very closely related to the Endwin.
It went from Endwin to Abernathy, and there wasn't an in-between, right?
I don't believe so.
It was
Some
geographical distance, how physically far away they were, allowed her to quickly transfer to Morgan.
Yeah. We know that when she was remanifesting, it was in the Shadowfell originally.
Yeah.
We just do not know what vessel she currently inhabits. It did take time after the last time she was killed.
There's only one person amongst us who would have seen what that vessel looks like. No, it's not me. It's my links.
That's true.
Can you dream into a lynx?
Can I dream into a Mordenkainen's lynx?
I don't believe it's actually a creature.
Yeah, if it's not
I
a creature.
have no idea.
So check the spell to see if it's a creature with a stat block and an intelligence score. Otherwise,
It says that it can't be harmed.
right.
So I
There's
don't-
no HP on it. But
It could still be a creature without HP.
If it is a creature, then yes. If it is not classified as a creature, no.
well, I guess should I read the? You conjure a phantom watchdog in an unoccupied space you can see within range where it remains for duration. Is invisible to all creatures. It sees invisible creatures. Doesn't actually
Doesn't
say.
say construct or creature, but it says an invisible watchdog.
It just says Phantom Watchdog, or in this case, Phantom Watchlinks.
You wouldn't be able to target it because you can't see it. I don't think.
Don't think you need to do that with Dream, anyways.
Choose a creature known to you.
I would say this is not a creature. It is a spell. In the same way, like an unseen servant is not a creature.
Also, the lynx needs to be asleep, and your lynx doesn't sleep.
That's true.
Yeah, our better bet would be if I could link my thoughts with it, but again, it has to be a creature
Yeah, I have.
or something capable of thought.
Oh. Sorry, 1 second. I didn't take divination. Damn it. Do I have commune?
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask for some spell scrolls if you happen to have any, Mr. Abernathy.
I do have commune.
Spell scrolls?
Yes. If you have any ritual scrolls, I may be able to learn them and then in turn use them throughout the city.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the clergy around here are not the most learned.
I didn't want to harp on about that because it seems to be a sore subject for you, but yes, that was part of the reason why we have not come to this temple to ask for aid up to this point. There wasn't anybody as useful as you.
What was Daniel's reaction to that? Just out of curiosity.
To his outburst about them not being learned, or
Just him saying that.
Daniel's kind of just like, well, like, he kind of just like crosses his arms.
To be fair, Daniel kind of was just like, "Hey, you're doing this now. Good luck."
Baby.
Daniel did his own research, okay?
You did?
You left him everything he needed to.
I was like, "Hey, you can
just
live
gave
where
him
I live."
zero guidance. You said, "Hey, do this. This guy saved you. Here's all of his books."
In essence, Mr. Abernathy, I am attempting to learn commune so that I can.
Oh, I guarantee you that they do not have that here.
Yeah.
You are like a deity yourself.
Yeah, it's more of a court to court discussion.
Should you wish a scroll of commune, give me the materials and I can make you one.
What are the materials that are required for that?
I would need incense, scroll,
I have the incense.
and then if I remember right, it's 500 gold worth of incense and stuff like that, and special inks.
You have a shitload of incense. I don't know about the ink though.
Yeah, it's specifically a gold value worth.
I'm going to hand out all the materials that I got from various kits.
I'm gonna mark off 500 gold.
Don't have 500 gold.
I can
He
mark
said
off
that he
the
had
incense.
the incense.
No, very specifically, there is incense used in like rituals and stuff like that.
And then
This is
500
a
gold.
specific
Gold cost.
special type of incense and ink he needs.
Okay.
It is specifically for making scrolls, arcane things like that.
We can maybe get
Not just your run of the mill, like, oh yeah, I got a pen. Like,
So we can maybe ask some of the clergy if they got the material, just buy it.
Where's the money?
We have enough money to buy this material.
yeah, I'm saying above table, if you want to just mark off 500 gold,
I don't have
that
500
can be
gold.
done.
That's
I
the
can.
problem.
Do you guys want this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will mark it off.
I could also do divination, but we'll worry about that.
We will mark off
I could
500.
learn forbiddance, the one that I keep harping on.
Okay, yeah, just fucking make sticks obsolete. Okay.
I'm trying to help because you always bitch about us asking for your spell
Yeah,
slots. The moment I try
exactly.
to start helping, you're like, oh, now I don't
Don't
have a
take
job.
my job. Well, you complain every time we ask you to do your fucking job.
Dear God, please don't fire me. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's more.
It is more than 500 gold.
1,000.
Yeah, according to the DMG
You already said it too. I'm just kidding.
and Xanathar's rules,
10,000.
We have enough, but
it is legitimately, it will take 5,000 gold. It's
Nope.
1,000.
Don't have
Yeah,
that.
Jesus.
Well, I don't
What?
believe-
For commune? That's the 3rd level
I
spell.
don't believe. Yeah, but this is allowing.
It's 1,000 per level. It's a 5th level.
Yeah, we do not have enough gold to do that.
Okay.
Well, if we wanted to spend 6,000, I could get forbidden, so then I could stop chirping and sticks about it.
I mean, the Orzhov probably have a shit ton of money they're not using anymore.
Our money.
Yeah, we gotta make a raid on the Orzhov quarter, shut down that evil. So, Mr. Abernathy, one thing we didn't go over, may be of some use to you. We're gonna discuss it openly in front of you. All of the death temples, Kalimvor, Raven Queen, everything like that, that are not currently being controlled by us, are currently footholds for the unnamed god. The Orzhov quarter and anything west in the city is currently being corrupted by Leonin, or by the unnamed god's forces.
And me
Unfortunately.
and Styx found what we believe to be some sort of
Avatar.
of the unnamed god himself.
Yeah, he got away from us when we went
Are you
and
gonna
checked
do
on him.
commune? I know we kind of just talked about a whole bunch of rules.
Yeah, but I'm waiting.
Cool.
That was one of the things I was going to ask you, is if it is one of the only places within the part of the city that is still ours, dedicated to the Raven Queen. And at the very least, we don't want him to establish a foothold. And if it is possible, we want to attempt to purify the temple with potentially your help, Styx, and another devotee of Kalimvor.
We're actually meeting her after this at the Ebon Feather.
We're going to try regardless, but we thought
Have any of you made scrolls?
Before?
It takes time.
Okay.
Considerable amount.
Okay.
And I must get this report back and possibly change some of the relations happening within the Enduin Empire and what is happening here.
That would be.
If you want me to do that, I need to leave soon. And I will come back with your scroll.
can you help us with the temple before you leave? We can go right now.
At least look. So you were able to see the iconography that has changed.
I understand. My point being, it is going to take me the majority of my power to get back in a timely manner.
Right.
Can we send him there? Does anybody have
I could river walk him, but then we're going to be.
Out for the day.
for the day?
Well,
But
we
we're
weren't planning,
towards the end of the
we
day
weren't
anyway.
planning to travel today anyways.
Well, then you only get to go one place, and I only get to go one place.
We have 4 days. If he goes with me.
Right.
I thought it was 6. We have 6. Today is the...
Yeah, we have 6 days.
And then it'd be
we
5,
have
and
5.
it takes 2 days for me. One to send you there and bring you back.
Today is 6.
I see.
Then we have 5. And that's just, again, like we said, that's just when the Emperor shows up.
So we
It's
should.
not when it necessarily goes down.
We agree that we should send him though.
Yeah.
But
You can come with us, and if in the event that you are not able to send yourself home, there is a river next to Ilios that I can speak with on your behalf to get you there. My name is Sayul Moonsong. I am the River Prince of the Court of Taranrakir.
it's kind of a recent thing.
Right. Well, suppose it'd be the most amount of good. So I will come and assist.
Thank you very much.
Can I just briefly assess like how hardy of a man this clergyman is?
Give me an insight check.
Old motherfucker.
Oh no! All my dice are too far away.
Yeah.
This is a nice hefty +0. 12.
12. He's a man in his 70s that wears no armor, no shield, no weapon.
All right, definitely a backliner.
Yes.
Yeah. We're hoping to just go in and purify.
Worst comes to worst, I'll turn you into a monkey.
I'm gonna make sure that my lynx is nearby him.
Daniel and Bastion coming with. Pulling up the squad.
Jimmy's squad.
Jimmy's squad.
Jimmy's mom.
Okay. So, you guys have Arnold Abernathy in your party. Bum, 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 ba-da.
It's like an RPG.
We acquired a temporary hero for our
Does
party.
that mean that we know his spells and stuff like that, or is that okay?
What about his inventory?
Can't be too greedy. Can't be too greedy.
Well, I just wanted to know if like he has heal or if he has like
We'll find out.
yeah.
Could ask him.
Good.
Hey, what are your spells that you know right now that you have prepared today, 1st through 6th?
He's very specifically has to prepare them, so he would know. But
Yeah. So you could ask him.
He has Sunbeam, Word of Recall, Daylight. Probably some healing ones.
So, all right. Well, let's go meet the Porsche.
All right. As you guys leave from the Everlight Temple, make your way further into
Probably in the Ebon Feather. Okay. Might be.
further to East Plaza. You find Portia standing outside the Ebon Feather Temple, her nose scrunched up, just small halfling woman,
Hey, Portia.
hair pulled into a bun. Hello.
Yeah.
See the
Oh,
problem?
what the fuck? Why does it look like that?
You smell that?
Do I?
Awful.
is it sulfur?
No, it smells like decay. The fountain in the center has stopped running.
Sticks, that didn't look like that last time we were here.
2 days ago.
What changed?
The iconography of the temple. It's the first time you and me are seeing it.
Yeah, the iconography has completely changed since the last time you guys were there. The fountain has stopped moving, and it looks like there's just sludge in the center of the base. And the doors have been left open.
I inspect the sludge. Is it familiar?
It certainly looks like Nixium.
Mm,
Can I fill my backpack with it?
Don't touch it, Sayo.
I think it's Nixium.
Don't. You almost broke your backpack last time, Sticks.
Mr. Abernathy, would you like to see what Nixium is? This was the substance I showed you coming out of the Dreamer.
It is very specifically the blood of sorcerers and
Corrupted and necromantic?
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot, but Six would recall what it was. The blood of a necromancer, blood of a sorcerer, and then Stygian something? Iron?
It doesn't necessarily always need to be from a blood of a sorcerer. It just, that is the process that they have been using in mass.
That is how they've been creating Nixium.
Magic blood.
It's not what it is, but
It is essentially it is corrupted water with necromantic energy. The easiest way they've been able to find to do that on the material plane is to use sorcerer's blood.
So-
It does not need to be sorcerer's blood to make it. In this case, this seems to be naturally occurring.
which is not good. Not good, not good.
And if I could, sorry, I need to.
I rolled.
My Lynx isn't learning on anything, right?
No. Who would like to roll me a D8?
A D8?
I'll do it.
Okay.
1. Wait.
I can't
One.
do it.
Is that a 1?
Yeah, that's
Or
a 1.
seven?
1.
7. Okay, yeah. They're very similar.
Yeah, that's my 1. That's my 7. Yeah. Yours is a little more dramatic. It's easier to tell.
All right. Thank you for that.
The temple explodes.
Yeah. Everything dies. Cool. What was the question you just asked? I'm sorry. Before I asked for the roll.
Would you like to look at this Nixium? It was the substance we described to you, corrupting the pillars in the Dreamer.
Wouldn't recommend touching it.
Yeah.
See, he walks over and just looks down.
This is a thing being manufactured by the opposite force through very evil means.
A similar function to Stygian iron, but in liquid form.
Delightful.
Yes.
I've had the pleasure to swim in it. It's not great.
It was, what was the name of the The Azorius senator that was like leading the pogrom against sorcerers.
Lua.
Lua.
Senator Lua.
An agent
The best thing.
of the Anduin, Senator Lua, was leading a pogrom against sorcerers so that they could be arrested and sent to Sunhome to be bled for the ability to make this and Stygian iron.
The corruption of the process of all of this was throughout everything.
I understand. And then Portia will just be like,
Don Justice, Portia, Don Justice.
is Don Justice your name?
Mr. Arnold Abernathy.
Aber. Oh, like Morgan.
Dad.
Morgan's father. It's a pleasure to meet you. I only knew Morgan in passing, but she was a wonderful woman. I appreciate the sentiment. It is wonderful to meet you. Whom do you serve? Oh, I serve Kellamvor like Styx here.
She's been holding the fort down while we've been gone.
Been trying to. You and I need to speak later about that Tiana.
Oh,
Not missing. She's on a fucking warpath.
how does Portia look? Like,
Haggard, tired.
yeah. Does she look battle worn?
Very specifically, no.
Okay, that's my question. Is like, does she look like she's seen the front, or does it look like she has been working to keep this place like where she's been at together?
Yeah. She just looks like she's been working pretty hard.
Okay. Yep.
Working hard or hardly working?
The former. Can we talk about it now? What do you mean warpath?
So I was in Precinct 5 trying to help some civilians there quietly make it back over to Vitagazi. And she had apparently, I spoke with her as she was coming through, saw Nordal on one of the fancy screens y'all got, and has just decided that she is going to kill him.
I mean,
So she went missing after she went after Nordal.
we tried to send him and didn't take. So either she chose not to listen, or
That's a fight that I want.
She might be on a different plane,
find out.
or she could be dead.
It goes across planes.
If there's a chance of failure.
We'll see.
5%, but yeah. She didn't really stop to talk with me too much, other than to help get these band of people to safety. So much. And then after that, she was back to it. Yes.
Okay, we'll discuss this in more detail later, as this is on our list of things to take care of. However, right now, we have gone over what has been going on with Mr. Abenaki, and Kex and I came here previously and met with Ray, who is no longer.
I liked Ray.
Very nice man.
And I
The thing in the drawer turned him into a zombie.
made good sandwiches.
Actually, I wasn't sure if anybody wanted to try to speak with Dad.
I don't think it works after they're undead, and he very much was when we got to him.
I don't know if he was undead.
He was still moving even though he was dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just want to purify this place, and if we can't purify this place, then
I
seal it
understand.
off.
Apparently, this is now Kex's responsibility, and
Sorry.
I was a little more excited about it until I just got back.
so long and short of it, we went to the catacombs, found a magically tampered with tomb of one of the clerics,
It's an empty one.
but it was specifically of one of the clerics.
It's where clerics are normally laid to rest.
Okay. After dispelling the magic that was jumbling the name, it spelled out Leon Enduin. We opened it, and had to do some quick thinking to deal with it.
Felt like it was about to rip all my flesh off my body.
It probably would
Oh,
have.
that's delightful. All right.
I plane shifted us to a plane of fire and it turned to ash.
Yep.
Unfortunately, after that was done, by the time we got back, something had already came out of the temple, and it killed Ray.
We told them to go investigate, and clearly, as you see in front of you, the temple is not what it used to be.
Right.
So we have hoped with your help, with Styx's help, and Mr. Abernathy and Daniel, that we might be able to do something about it.
Something very similar has happened to my place of worship.
To Kalimvor's temple.
On the opposite
How-
outside of the area we
A
control.
corruptor.
Styx is about to go on a warpath.
How has it changed?
Well, very similar. You saw my little... It wasn't quite a grand cathedral like this, but it's a small place of worship. And very many of the same things were happening. Symbols being rearranged. Eventually just a golden... a hand grasping the golden light and crushing it. I realized that there wasn't much I could do. I had already cleared as many people out of it as I could. I tried to sanctify it over and over and over again, but it seems as though, to your point, domains of the dead are being encroached on.
Okay, one thing. Can I roll like religion to figure out what other domains of the dead there are? I know in Guildsrow there's Kalimvor, there's the Raven Queen. I don't think there's any temples of Erebus. If I'm
Not Erebus. This would actually be more of a history or religion. Actually, both work.
which would you
choice.
prefer? Would it be different depending on what I choose?
Legitimately your choice.
Okay. I will do religion. So 22.
22. You stop and you think about it, and you're not quite sure if this...
Would a flash of genius here change the...
No. You're not quite sure how this is going to play out, as they were a religion, but they were also an organization. They're also a business, as there is Orthova, which was the largest codified religion within the city itself. And it
Orthova
had...
was a religion?
Yeah.
It was a religion. And you...
It was post-capitalism, the religion.
Yeah, I'm just proving.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a scam.
Late stage capitalism, my favorite.
Yeah. Stopping and thinking about it, you realize they were definitely connected to death, as they were dead. It was ran by ghosts and ghouls and zombies.
Yep.
Yeah, a council of ghosts ran Orzhov.
Okay. Well, that
Sounds like we need to break into a bank in the Orzhov to get into their vaults. If only we knew somebody who had done that before.
Lil.
I promised I'd never do it again.
Veal is spaciously not available at the moment. Please
Also-
leave a message at the.
Last time I was in
Sputnik.
there, I found a sin.
I would like to try divine intervention.
Oh, fuck.
Go ahead.
I would like
God damn it.
to call on assistance to purify this temple specifically and remove the influence, or separate it enough to where we can do what we can to the Ebon Feather.
Oh, you're rolling out divine?
You rolled 100.
Fuck.
Triple zeros.
That is, yeah.
That's insane that I rolled that. I don't want that. Wait, 000.
You rolled an 8.
Wait, no, it's not. Wait, a 0 would be 10, right?
Yeah, it's 100.
Oh,
He rolled 3 zeros.
Triple zeros is 100. So you stop, you pray to Kalimvor, and in response, not Kalimvor's voice, nor Kalimvor's light, but in the actual archway leading in, you see shadows being to gather, 2 blue eyes of fire look out at you and start to laugh. Your puny god has no power here. And neither does yours. You actually shoot?
I start like
I'm gonna pull out the executioner. I'm gonna walk up to them.
Okay.
Your god targets places.
Fuck.
Oh,
Sorry.
your god only can take hold where connections are weak. What power do you really have?
Do you want to see?
I'm going to turn my back and walk back to everybody else.
All right. Well, you will hear a deep laugh as all the doors close. The gates behind you, as you guys were inside looking at the fountain, close. And I would like you all to roll initiative.
Does my Lynx see anything? And do they share initiative with me?
They're not a
They don't
creature.
have a
your
stat
spell
block.
list.
They don't have a stat block.
They're also not a creature.
Yeah.
I think they just persist.
They persist and perceive, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And perceive.
They can do damage, but
It's
at the
prob-
start of each of your turn, the hound attempts to bite one creature within 5 feet that's hostile to you.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me one moment, please.
Scared.
What? It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Just shut up.
What are you even scared about, really?
Everything. All at
Are
once.
you rolling for Daniel and Bastion as well?
I have their stat block, but probably after this combat, I'm going to just hand them off to you guys.
I'll take Daniel.
That way I don't need to keep running them.
I'll take Bastion just because he's my boy.
I'll take Saffron.
You can have Belial too.
Lyle ain't even there, my guy.
Nope. I don't have the open attunements.
You just pawned a puppy off onto somebody else.
A true Texan.
Fuck.
I'm sad.
You're not
I
a
appreciate
Now I'm
all
scared.
of our friends down there who do what they can to help
Now
the
I'm
dogs in need.
scared and sad.
You're not a true Texan. You'd
Hand me
be
down,
hiding
hounds.
outside while the school shooting happened.
Come on.
All right. So I'll be completely honest with you.
You like that?
Sometimes I don't.
Was not expecting this level of fight to occur like this. I don't know why I wasn't, considering what you guys did fucking last time.
So
There's no map prepared for this. At least not one that is a one-to-one.
So what you're saying is you should scale the level of the fight way down.
No. I know what entity is here.
I'm sure you do. That's what worries me.
all right, Kex. They're here now. We ain't running.
I didn't hear no bell.
I'm so scared.
Oh, I thought this was America. I thought this was Guild Throat, bitch.
I have to fight him. I have to fight him, Sharon. I have to.
Man. We couldn't hold off for an hour.
I have to go fight him, Portia. I have to.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we could take a break for an hour early to give you time to prep this if you want.
We've been playing for 2 hours.
Yeah, but this is a big fight and it seems important to Andrew, which is why I'm offering.
I think
I just got it, don't worry.
Okay.
I think we can also, depending on how quick this goes,
See.
we either pause partway through and take our break, and then come back to the climactic finish of Dragon Ball Broken Wings.
Dragon Ball Broken Wings.
How much do you want to bet the next session is just the fight?
Chala, head chala.
Action economy, my friends.
Yeah, this is the 100 fucking men versus the gorilla. Let's prove it.
At least we got friends this time.
That's
All of
what
them
I
are
felt like.
squishier than us.
Yeah, that's
I mean, if Abernathy survives, he's gonna have some opinions.
yeah, and if he dies, then there
We still have this. We still have the
our hope
sealed.
to disrupt.
We still have the sealed document signed by him.
This is true, but the man being dead is a whole nother can of worms.
First thing Enduin's gonna do is teleport behind him. Head gone.
Sakuna style.
All I'm saying is we could bring it to them, and they're like, they did what to who?
The last time we tried to present documentation to the Enduin Empire got us to the situation that we are now.
Let's just bring this to the Enduin Empire. They're going to be like, damn, we should really, fuck up the Enduin Empire.
Andrew, fuck.
Oh
Did you just make this right now? Because this is really fitting.
no, this is JG and Peku, I think.
Jay-Z and Peku.
Jay-Z and Peku. Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, let's go.
Jay-Z and Peku.
All right. Boom.
Jay-Z XPK.
PK Fire.
Yeah.
PK Fire.
This is not the correct token, but
See the token.
perfect. That's fine.
It's a Tarask.
Even better. Is it an Empyrean?
No.
Vassus. Again.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
We didn't even teach him a lesson the first time.
No, we did. Friendship just ends in death.
You changed your tune there real quick.
Friendship is lethal.
Hey, death was a good thing for
That's the
him.
name of this fucking campaign, ain't it?
Ooh, you know what we could do? We could have sending go off, and then we could have an aerial bombardment from the fucking Paralion.
And scorch the fucking temple into dust.
I'd rather raise this temple than I would like.
Unnamed God can't take
As
hold
you
of
say that to the owner of the temple now.
I'm not saying anything right now. We're waiting for maps.
I would prefer it not to be turned into paste. If it has to be, fine.
So I can
I'm worried about
attack
collateral
with
damage.
Executioner, do a bonus word action for healing.
What's up, Colberto? Bick.
Okay, I want you to do this to just try. We're swapping seats for a second. This one has more support and is less fucked.
Swap seats for the combat round.
Well, no, just like permanently if need be. I can't grab it from those.
I'm gonna boah.
Oh, Bobby, I'm gonna ball.
That's really fucked up. That's his son, bro.
Gotta get all these fucking tokens out. Jesus Christ.
A hammer.
Yeah, this sucks. This is like, I mean, it's not gonna like hurt me, but like, yeah, it's like hard as fuck.
Dude, you turned your back on the unnamed god.
Yeah, fuck him.
And you're starting facing the opposite direction of him.
My initiative is fine.
We're
We're gonna go and put you right up there.
Much less pressure on my tailbone, thank you.
Your tainted executioner stabbed you in the back, much like it did to Vathis.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and where's Sticks at?
What is the 8th level spell that I have?
Before you crap on somebody else's yard, make sure that the other dogs are near you.
I have zero fucking respect for this dude.
We noticed.
He can suck a fart out of my asshole.
We noticed that he might suck that plus a little more out of your
So
asshole.
please, if anybody's there, please clip that one. If you're gonna clip anything, clip that one.
It's like, I'm so sick of this guy's shit.
Holy shit, that's so funny.
Feel free to mainline a stink cloud right out of me, bud.
That's the dabs of this.
Why is Asmodeus up here?
I'd be
Dude, you put that back. You
holy
put
wind or
that back.
burning bush, one of the two.
What are you so worried about? Like, honestly.
Andrew, I'm worried about everything right now.
What?
And your tone doesn't help.
What do you mean?
Makes it so much worse.
What do you...
Don't worry, I'm gonna cast Bulks.
Folks, be gone, boy. Hold on, I have an item that might help with this.
Hey, if we kill him here, campaign over, baby.
That's not how
It
the
has to make a
avatar works.
Charisma saving throw against me. That sucks.
This guy has no Riz.
Nice.
No, he's got.
He has all the fucking Riz.
No, he's not. He doesn't have any.
He's probably 30s across the board.
Fucking.
He's been alive long enough to read so many tomes.
Look, you can be alive for a long time and still not be smart. Like,
I was about to say, how do you live so long and still be such a bitch?
I mean,
bro?
he's literally like an emperor. If they have like the tomes where it gives you like +1 like strength or whatever, he could just like consume those over millennia.
if he does have those manuals, then yeah.
Manuels.
He has a library of manuals.
Yeah. I wish I had a fork. They didn't give me a fork.
I'm sorry. I am forkless. I have no forks to give.
I have no...
Maidenless.
Maidenless.
What about that Taco Bell bag? Any forks?
Oh.
Yeah, Vare called me maidenless, and I'm like, it is true. I am kind of gay.
You have that.
I'd do anything for God, but I wouldn't kill bad.
So did this happen because of basically the equivalent of a critical fail on my divine intervention?
No, it happened.
This thing was always kicking around here.
It's
It's just
happened
the
'cause-
failed divine intervention told them, like, oh, they're here.
Yeah, it happened because you walked up and went, and then walked away.
I'll do it again too. Fuck you.
I'll fucking do it again.
Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong.
Ring the doorbell, and then I shit in a bag and light it on fire and then run.
That's very fast. You gotta be pushing hard.
Have you ever seen a bird shit? It just falls out.
You make a good point.
All right. Alyssa,
Yes.
initiative.
23. Or sorry, 21. I can't do math.
Kex.
14.
Ooh, that was a really low roll for you.
I only have a +4.
21 for Sayil.
On average, you should be getting higher than me.
Sticks.
17. 16 plus 1. It's been so long since
Might be a good one that I'm not going first, though.
Oh, I'm not going first either.
No, you most certainly are not.
I use my free action to fart in his general direction.
I use my full action to fan it.
I think Andrew's adding a damage dice whenever I say anything about this guy.
Don't manifest things you don't want to happen, Jeremy.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
I'm still stuck on this. I could suck a fart straight up my asshole.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's going to be what he's saying after we're done with him. I have a question
Yeah.
for God. Miss you, Frank. Stop touring for a second and put on the fucking suit.
No, he
Put on a fucking suit, Frank.
It calls to him like the Green Goblin man.
He's gonna relapse.
Yeah.
Like Jekyll and Hyde.
He's going to end up back in the hospital again. We don't want that to happen.
boss.
He's gonna be screaming through the supermarkets.
Can I have a platinum record, please?
All right. At the top of initiative at 23, Bastion, seeing what is going on, is going to start looking around, realizing what the fuck that is.
Kill.
Yes.
Kill.
That was kind of Sticks. He even turned his back. Yes!
All right. He will immediately.
I didn't ask how close Sticks was. I said fireball.
Well, the funny thing, he's going to cast Investiture of Flame.
What's the
That's a pretty
fucking
good one.
Goddamn is that?
His body is going to catch fire. So he will immediately go from looking like a normal guy, bonus action, turn into a werewolf.
Is this like Goku level up?
And
like,
this is almost, yeah. The normal flames that he catches on, just, they just go off like in a pillar of flame, and then he,
a single Lolax tear in the ether. He mastered it.
We love Bash.
My boy.
My boy.
Last thing I have left in the sack.
Yep.
For now.
Technically, Zach is forever on jury duty.
Yeah. That's
5,
he deserves
10,
that.
15, 25, 30.
Maybe like that sucks.
He's the only one that doesn't go on
Yeah, I know, I
break.
was about to be that fucking buzz. Like, nah. You earned that one.
Yeah, that's all him.
He deserves to be waiting in a courtroom for Sticks to remember that he's there.
Oh my god, he's so fucking far away.
Nope.
I didn't realize Styx walked that far away from us.
I thought this was on a much smaller scale.
Me
as well.
too.
We've described how big this place is so many times. Quite literally just walked up to the front door and went, fuck you.
Fuck you!
Again, I'm thinking of like European cathedrals where even the front of it is very close to the street. Like I thought it would be like gate, couple steps, fountain, couple steps, front of cathedral.
Oh,
All right. That is action, bonus action, movement from him. That is the end of his turn.
movement
What was the
from-
action?
Oh, no. It's,
Investiture of Flame.
I thought that
He
was
literally
the bonus action.
catches fire.
yeah, Bastion is the fire.
I thought that was the bonus action.
Bonus action was turned into the werewolf.
Worf.
Cool.
Bonus action, Worf.
Alyssa,
It's me? Oh my god. How far away am I?
you are
Krakatoa. Pop it now.
90 feet.
By the way, with my wisdom, I have
Okay.
6 uses of death.
Nice.
I have 6 inspirations.
All right. Feline mobility. Going to move up, and then I'm going to fucking just 4 legs. As I see what's about to happen, Sticks, I'm going to go as far as I can. Then I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step behind the god.
So right here is 60 feet.
We need to go up.
I know. I'm about to move you.
I don't think 30 will get behind.
An additional 30 would get you right on face to face, but not quite behind.
Okay, then I will bonus action Misty Step, get in front of him.
I know that's not what he looks like, but that is just such a scary picture.
Preview for the Lady of Shadows.
Oh, that's a cool fucking picture, Andrew.
Jojo posing.
My dog is also with me.
Okay.
And because at the start of the turn, couldn't attack, but next round it might come into play. And I am going to attack.
Let's go.
Hoofs.
One of these days I'm going to need to actually fix the plus 13 thing and the damage dice.
You have as much capability to do that as I do.
I do not.
You can make your own magic items. Is what I'm saying.
I have my own custom Raven Queen's feather stuff and everything in my.
Okay. I will look into that while it's not my turn. So 23.
23 will miss.
Okay. And that misses too.
Sadness.
And that will be my turn.
Understood.
Egregious amounts of sadness.
Is that you?
I will inspire or mantle of inspiration. Hand out my temp HP.
Is that a ranger vision?
It's a range
Range plus
Is
vision.
it 30 or 60?
60.
Okay. So I do not get it, but Bastion, up to Bastion, I think.
Might be.
Bastion can get it, yeah.
How much temp?
11.
11.
Right?
I will actually move forward 30 and then do it. Awesome. And get my friends.
Okay. 30. Put you right next to Bastion.
Or can I get Alyssa from that distance?
I still don't believe so.
Okay.
Probably
60 feet.
Me.
Exactly 60?
Exactly 60.
All right, I will get 1, 2, 3, Bastion, Arthur,
Arnold.
yeah, Arnold, and
Porsche.
Daniel.
All right.
Everybody take your temp HP.
I will.
Doesn't reach me.
No, I did.
He moved up just so he could reach you.
Oh,
You got it.
sorry, I'm
I
trying.
got
You can shimmy, like, get the fuck out of his range.
Oh, I'm gonna try to shimmy behind him.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Going around him.
I'll move up.
I'm gonna move up as well, but we can get to that when you're moving less tokens. I'm assuming we can move anywhere on this landscape. It's not just that narrow passageway.
Correct.
I will move up and to the left then, 45 feet. Oh, how close does that get me to where he is? We can't see him. Okay, that's good.
You give it to Daniel, correct?
Yep. Pretty much everybody but me and Porsche.
The shit that this guy is facing. Fucking Daniel.
As Daniel starts to walk up, you can literally hear him praying under his breath. I do this in your name. Help me bring him down, so the rest of the city does not perish.
Will do.
You rang for God, but it is I that answered.
All right. End of your, that is movement,
Bonus
action, bonus action. What'd you like to do with your action?
I will do my loot moonbeam. Boom. Right on top.
Herp. Very good.
$10 foot, right? Or 5 foot? I
5
forget.
foot radius.
So 10 foot diameter. You're gonna have to place it just so to miss hitting friendlies.
Okay.
That is a 10 foot diameter.
No, it's
You said 5 foot radius, which would make it a 10 foot diameter.
yeah, it's 2 squares across.
Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. From a point. 5, which is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Sure. Cool. Whatever. And what savings throw on their part?
22 con.
Imagine he's pretty good at that.
Light work, no reaction.
Bug.
When he saves, he will take 7 points of radiant.
Might be vulnerable to radiant, to be honest. Of all the things that we've met that might be vulnerable to radiant, possibly.
Don't think he's gonna have vulnerability to anything, but he might not have resistance.
When you have taken a god's power that is radiant and divine in themselves, I doubt that you were vulnerable to radiant.
Yeah, but he's a bitch though.
Well,
Considered.
are you the farts that he's sucking radiant?
Double radiant.
Radiant. I apologize if I'm confused by them potentially being necrotic.
All right. You throw on your loot, a moonbeam opens up, and you guys realize now that these gates have closed, it's almost like a cloud, a dome of darkness encompasses this entire place. That is why it is literally so dark here. Even the noonday sun does not make its way through. As piercing through that dome, though, a moonbeam slams down as they do not even attempt to move.
Yep.
They look at you all and goes, really? This is all you have. This is what you bring to bear.
Wanted to give you a spotlight, you know. You seem like the kind of diva that would appreciate it.
He will bow. At the end of your turn, before Saffron's, he is going to...
So he made a save, right?
Didn't he have to roll to make it?
Okay. Oh.
Plus
22?
At least a 21.
22.
At least.
Or,
a
well,
21.
yeah, at least 21. Yeah, you're right.
As he is going to...
That's hurtful.
You see this shadowy figure, their hands coalesce, and you can see solidifying out of the shadows itself one black gauntlet. As he looks behind him over at Alyssa, seeing yours, he goes, "Care to play Mercy?"
My tail's gonna flick.
Just horrified at this fight.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one.
As he is going to get a 29 to hit. And above table, I do not mean this to alarm you. I mean this out of true consideration. Would you guys like me to roll all the damages? Or would you like me to just take the averages from here on out?
I'll just average it for speed because there's an obnoxious amount of dice per hit, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to slam into Alyssa. Alyssa, you're going to take 33 points of damage, and can you please make me a strength saving throw?
Can you tell me if it's necrotic?
It is not, it's just bludgeoning.
Okay. And what's the DC?
22.
I fail.
This is not meant to alarm you.
No, I fail.
Consider me alarmed.
You fail?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to be considered stunned until the end of the unnamed god's next turn.
Okay. So I don't get my next turn?
Yes.
No, you do. Because this isn't his turn. You already took
Okay.
yours,
Yeah, he's doing this as a legendary action.
but
That
you
you?
don't get reactions.
Unless he does it again.
It's Saffron's turn.
All right. She will inscribe the Icy Mantle cult rune upon Arnold.
What does that do?
Water instantly freezes into a mantle of protective ice that does not hinder movement or action. The next time the creature takes bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing, the damage is reduced to 0 and the mantle is destroyed.
Good shout.
All right. Good shout indeed. Is there anything else that she would like to do? I will scroll back down towards you guys so you can see a little bit goodlier. She's right here.
She would have gone up to Arnold. She does not have the range for healing Alyssa. So,
It is 90 feet to Alyssa.
yeah. So move up the additional 10 and then
Out of existence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good call.
At the end,
Oh, he definitely can see her, and one hit will get rid of her.
Yeah.
at the end of Saffron's turn, they're going to make another legendary action. They're going to make an attack against Styx this time.
Yep.
Same deal. Be 34 to hit.
Just out of curiosity, is there any way that he misses? Out of 19.
I don't even think, yeah. Oh,
Frankly, no.
Okay. Then
I wasn't sure if you had any reactions or stuff like that.
do not.
He can
Unless it's
roll
a crit.
low against Alyssa,
No.
and then Alyssa can do like a reaction.
I'm the only one that actually, he has probably a chance of missing.
I have AC 19.
No shield. Yeah.
okay.
All right. You're going to take 33 points of damage, and if you could please go and make me a strength saving You wouldn't be able to. Yeah. You're going to be considered stunned until the end of their next turn.
I don't get a turn. Okay.
Well, it actually comes to their turn right now.
No.
Boom. Check something really quick, please. My apologies. Back to homie. Where are you at, big bruh? There you are. Beautiful. All right. See, at the top of their turn, that glowing gauntlet is going to change shape into a spear instead. They are going to stab forward. Yep, with a thrust, slamming into Alyssa. You're going to take 40 points of bludgeoning, and you're going to be knocked prone. And then as you are knocked prone, he's going to use sweep, which is he's going to swing. He will hit. That'll deal an additional 40, and he's going to jettison you 30 feet that direction. And then with his last attack is going to change into a gladius as he just starts and goes for the neck of Styx.
Yep.
And it will deal an additional 40 damage to you as well. Slashing. As just a flurry starts to move out. But at the end of his turn, that will bring it to Styx. Oh, top of his turn, he needs to make a con saving throw or take damage. So,
It don't need a roll.
yeah.
So just damage.
He takes 4 total.
I don't understand.
All right. You know damn well what Styx is doing. He's pulling out his cards.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let me get that pulled up for you.
11.
Oh, I'm stupid.
It's that you have to roll. Oh no.
Did I already pull an 11? No. So I pulled 20, 17, 13, and 14. 13 is a hangman. 11 would be...
11?
Yes.
That is
let me-
Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
Roll again. And in this case, you can get a duplicate. So a card that you've pulled before, you may be able to pull again.
I want a 14. So do I mark off that I've pulled 12 or 11?
Yes.
Okay. Fortune
I pull
11. What if I pull another 11?
I pull Obelisk the Tormentor.
This card cannot be pulled again.
14.
That is death.
You pulled 14 again.
Did you really?
Yes, he
That
did.
is so funny.
Celebor's really wanted to do something.
As time comes to a stop, you pull this cord, pull this card, lay it down. You see appearing up out of the ether, out of his own moil of shadow, just behind you, Styx, is Celeborn.
This is all too familiar.
Yes. As the avatar of the unnamed god does not stop moving in this time. As you're in his domain, he's claimed this for himself. As he begins to laugh, you call your paltry gods here to assist you. Cax, can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
Just do it.
Sure. Yeah, I guess. What's the DC? Because I don't have anything in wisdom, so I need to know if there's even a point to roll. Is it 20 or less?
What did I give you last time?
24.
Was it 24? Yeah, 'cause it's against Kalimvor's DC.
No, if it's 20 or more, if it's more than 20, I can't make it.
This is one of those cases where if it's on a natural 20, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
What about Daniel? Are you close to him?
No. If it's on a natural 20, you'll give it to me. Do I ever? No. No.
No.
Oh my God! It was a 19. Oh.
Wait, was a flash of genius? Can I do that?
You were also stopped at this point in time.
Okay.
You took 113 damage in 5
Non-mitigatable
seconds.
damage.
So as time comes to a stop, the two gods are standing face to face. Kalimvor, taller, more corporeal than whatever this thing is. As you look down at it, look over to you. I've already pulled fate more than I normally can. What do you ask of me?
I need to know if this is even possible. If it is possible, we will try. If not, we will regroup.
You see, as the unnamed god, I promise you it's not. But Kalimvor, eyes burning gold, looks past whatever this being may be further into the temple itself, and he tells you, head to head, no. You must sanctify where this thing spawns from.
Is it where we found him before?
It's deeper than the catacombs.
Okay. I mean, I know what we need to do. I still don't know if it's possible to even get.
This is but only one being. Don't listen to him. He sends you on a fool's errand. Do you really think you could stop me?
One of you has a bit more experience and a stronger head on your shoulders. And then I look at Kalimvor.
I promise you I've seen more war. And that's what this is.
Can I, again, can I roll insight? To figure out what the unnamed god is trying. Like, if I can ascertain anything, if he's trying to get us to just fight him, if he's trying to get me to not listen to Kalimvor, I mean, obviously, but if there's any, like, venom behind it.
I don't know what you're saying. That's a number.
28.
Meets beats.
Bruh. You just beat the unnamed god on a roll.
As it goes to the attacker. In this case, you. And so as you stop and you peer into his eyes, these soul flame beads hanging in the air. He is not very corporeal, right? It's very hard to read in general. And also, this is a god that you know specializes in deception. This is like trying to read the face of Sail.
Not easy.
Not easy. But you look in and you realize he's trying to sow seeds of doubt. This is what he does. He's trying to tell you almost kindly, like, this fight for you is impossible, while your god is telling you it's not. This is a god of deception. You think, why would he ever try to do you any sort of kindness? It is possible. And he's trying to throw you off that trail.
Last thing while this is happening, can I recall how long it took me and Kex to get to the catacomb where we pulled the drawer? Because it's further than that.
Walking, it took you guys about 10 minutes, but that's also at Ray's speed. You think if you were to sprint through and recollect correctly which turns and things that you had to make, you'd be able to get there probably in a few turns. But you might also be going at like breakneck speed.
Okay. I look into the name God's eyes. I turn to Kelmvort, and I'm going to give him a soldier salute. And I'm going to say, Godspeed.
I'll salute back to you. Whom should I bless?
I think Kex is going to need this one. Sorry.
Understood.
You see scales go across, like a brand of scale goes across Kex's forehead before it fades away. He has gained Death Ward. Should he die, he will bounce back to 1 HP.
This is good. All right. I'm going. So this thing is like not corporeal at all.
Well, it's obviously corporeal enough to hit you and to get hit.
My vision of it's a skeleton, and you can see a very like luminescent silhouette of Leon Enduin around a skeleton.
Oh.
And like my idea.
I was like for the flavor, I wanted to yell out to everybody, no questions, just follow. And I wanted to like for the flavor run through the being.
Please do.
Okay.
As time comes back into order, you guys see this being of shadow has moved. It went from standing to peering down at Styx. Styx immediately says, no question, and runs through the shadow itself as it looks back behind it. And Kex, you feel a burning heat on your forehead that is slowly fading.
The fuck just happened, Styx?
He said no questions. From Bastion.
That's fair.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to healing word at 5th level myself. Oh, whoops! Accidentally pressed damage. Oops. Okay, and then use my movement.
I need to ask you, being safe for flavor that you run through the center, do you actually run through the center? There is a beam of moonlight slamming down into this creature.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to run through Sayil's moonlight.
Yeah, cool. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Aren't the doors shut?
Is he taking an attack of opportunity?
Most likely will.
Okay, if that happens, I'm gonna cloud rune it.
The doors are not shut?
The doors are shut. You're going to have to try and shove them open.
Oh, yes, with my strength.
I believe in you.
All right, well, I think that's action, bonus action movement, so that'll be next turn.
Okay, you got it. As you move away, you will see the unnamed god is going to try to slash out. But you're going to... Okay. What is its range to hit? Can it hit anybody else? No. No. As he admittedly did not choose the throw aspect of the spear. So he will just fail that attack.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Knock it off.
All right.
At some point after seeing all of that happen, I will look at Mr. Abernathy and say, stay close to me if possible.
I'll do my best.
You shooting a brick right now, too.
Yeah.
The most undead thing he's ever seen is in front of him.
Mm-hmm. But he is terrified. You can see it in his eyes. But right behind that is righteous fury.
The Avatar?
No.
No, Abernathy.
Okay.
Arnold.
Arnold.
Hey, Arnold.
Yeah.
All right.
Arnold.
Hey, football head.
All right.
Arnold, an unsung goat. Yes, Andrew?
Okay.
Okay.
Sticks at the end of your turn. With the unnamed god having reset some of their legendary actions.
Yes, sir.
Do the 3 legendary action womp your ass one. How much did you go for?
18. I'm very bad. My AC don't matter when you don't miss.
But to that point, yep, they are going to use 2 other legendary actions, and they're going to cast a spell.
How far am I from?
He's gonna heal me.
65 feet.
Fuck. Shit. Piss ass. Fuck. Sorry.
You're not worry.
They're going to reach out and they're going to cast Gios.
Not geese.
That's a wisdom save, isn't it?
Sure is.
Okay. What is the DC?
28.
You can make that.
Yes.
Just barely.
Go for it. Roll.
Okay, so with Gios, would everybody hear what the command is, or is it something where you're gonna message me if I fail?
You magically command, so I will message you if you fail.
Solid.
No.
You guys have dice. I'd like to remind you of that.
I think I'll use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to actually roll it or?
Yes.
I think if we do this, like let's not be afraid to use our heroic inspirations.
Oh, I have Heroic Inspiration. I'm
Use
gonna do that
use
first.
first.
Okay. Use this dice.
Hey.
Did you make it?
30.
30. You got 20.
30? Hell yeah.
Yeah, 20.
No, 18.
I was about to ask, what do you need to roll to make it?
I have
yeah.
a plus 12, so I would need to roll a
16.
16.
That's not good. That's not.
It's like 75%, but that's
You feel your mind cloud over for a brief moment as there are a cacophony of voices telling you, no, stop, don't. Stay here. Do not go to the crypts. And then you even hear your father's voice. You really think that's so wise? It's dangerous. You should leave.
sorry, Dad. My life has just been a lot of danger recently, so add another tally to the box as I'm banging at the door.
Yeah.
Clawing at the walls of my enclosure.
Just like a rat.
Well, with you successfully resisting the call from the unnamed god themselves, you see this corporeal form stops, taken aback, confused.
You resisted.
With that, Kex.
He cast
All right.
geese and it didn't work.
I'm kind of smelling what Styx is putting down here. Bat out of hell. We can do bat out of hell. Bonus action. Click the boots. Double speed. Run right up to the wall. And psionic travel. Go ethereal and move straight through the wall.
Yeah.
You guys see as Kex, like a blur, makes it. He's gonna run right into that wall. Maybe he's probably gonna go up. That's normally what Kex does. Instead, he dis-fucking-peers.
Okay.
And I'm fucking taking off down to the crypts.
When you stopped his token there, I was imagining like there was some magic bullshit. Like full speed eats shit.
So I'm fucking
That'd be
booking.
so funny.
So the psionic travel, when I trigger it, it gives me an extra 30 feet of movement. So I have 120 this round. I'm not moving
That is
close.
so funny.
What?
So can you read psionic travel word for word for me?
Yeah.
Because I think there's going to be a funny interaction which actually benefits you,
What is
obviously.
it?
If you jaunt 30 feet into the ethereal, he can't.
It's etherealness.
Oh yeah, no,
He can attack on the ethereal plane.
Okay.
So if you leave his attack of opportunity range, he can still hit you.
Okay.
He has multiple reactions as a avatar.
I wasn't gonna go within his melee range.
Right. But I was just thinking, it was like, man, if you jaunt 30 feet into the ethereal, then you would be out of it anyway. So he'd swing at nothing.
Yeah.
It would still make him miss
You
regardless.
can flavor that as like a.
Yeah, you guys watch him swing at air.
Yep.
This Gladius slams into the side of the Raven Queen's temple. You watch it shake and start to move.
Yeah.
But-
I'm fucking taking off into the crypt.
Yeah, you with etherealness can move with a quickness.
Yeah.
You can disregard walls and just
Yep.
literally drop straight to where you need to go.
Okay.
I took etherealness.
So am I in the thing?
I almost took
Am I in the place, or like how close would I end up?
You think about it and kind of like the XYZ of where you need to be.
Yep.
Run down the aisles of these pews.
I'm glad you already knew
And
what I was
then-
gonna do. So.
You get to right on top about where you think you should go and
Yep.
drop down to it. Your double move speed plus ethereal jaunt, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you definitely make it there because you only have to move in Z. You don't need to move in X and Y.
Okay.
So yeah, you find yourself within the crypt.
Okay. That's everything I got though to get
Yep.
there. What do I see?
Are you still on the ethereal plane?
Well, at the end of my action, I will leave the ethereal plane, but I can see it.
Peace. On the ethereal plane, you see the ethereal plane being this almost border between the material and some say the plane of air, some say the Shadowfell. You believe that you can actually make a judgment on this now,
Okay.
as it is most certainly the Shadowfell, as you have a nodule of necrotic energy in the ethereal before you even transition back to the material.
So
It is a almost black hole. The little light that you have in the ethereal plane seems to almost bend around it. You can feel yourself almost getting sucked in.
okay.
And as your turn ends, before you actually wind up falling into it, going back to the material plane, you find yourself back where you were. There is the body of Ray still stuck to the ceiling with a spear through him. You realize that there are many more of these crypt doors have been left open. As you find yourself in a room filled with cleric zombies.
Okay. Where I saw that void, is there an item?
You see the closed tomb with the odd scrawling that is now reactivated. That you can't quite read, but you know at one point in time said Leon Endwin.
Okay, so the void is coming from the tomb, but it's closed again. While I was in the ethereal plane, could I see through the tomb portion?
Into what is essentially a black hole. Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
You cannot determine shape or whatever. it may
I'm
be in
trying
there.
to discern if I think it's coming from an item, or if it's coming from just a fucking void inside of there.
You're not sure.
Okay. Well, I'm there. How many zombos are down there?
There appears to be probably like 12.
Okay. Well,
Use 2. One more.
I don't like how much he has to scroll for that thing. That's the concerning part.
All right. Oh, in that case, what's the movement speed? They'll use legendary action and simply move forward.
Sebastian.
Yep. See Bastion. All right.
I am the flame. The flame has
Is it
become me.
Bastion's turn?
Nope.
Nope.
That was a
Bastion
legendary
goes
action.
first. Bastion goes first.
Yep.
Value of his legendary action.
They'll bring it to Abernathy. Abernathy is going to clap their hands and start chanting hymns to Palor.
Divine intervention, please.
I need to see the distance on.
If only.
I wonder what type of cleric.
Huh? What type of cleric? He's probably
Light.
a cleric of light.
Light.
Or life.
Light. Yeah.
Light or life, but probably light. Which light's a pretty good one. Yeah. It's one of my favorites.
I only like the dark, edgy cleric.
I like it because it gives clerics fireball, which I don't know why, but clerics with fireball is really comical to me.
Oh, holy flame!
Yeah.
Sorry, son, but I'll need to take a step forward. As he's going to move past you, he will cast Heal on Alyssa. You'll gain 70 hit points.
Nope, that's perfect. Thank you for that.
You're like, ah. Oh.
Now can you take 2 steps back?
You can take 1 step back. You can't share the same space as Sail. As he will. You guys see the dome up above you cracks for a brief moment as a ray of sun comes down into Alyssa, healing you for 70 points.
As he talks to me, I'll ask him, did Kex get where he needed to go? Can you ask him with your brain?
He will say it out loud because he doesn't quite understand, but also in his head, right? Gex, where have you gone?
I'm where I found him.
He's where he found him.
Excellent. Okay.
And you
Some might
guys,
say Kexcellent.
That's awesome.
all right,
Thank
we have
you.
to kill
I'm
him.
taking
Very
that
good.
one.
No, we have to kill him.
Very good.
Yeah.
That'll bring to Portia's turn.
God, I was still with someone.
All right. She's going to move forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to right up there. She's not some grand cleric like the rest of you. Mind you, that heal, that's the biggest thing Abernathy had,
Yep.
right? Portia, even lower level than that, she's just been a mom and pop grave tender, basically. She's not adventured like you guys. She's not had a traditional, like, rising through a clergy. She's had her own little place. So you watch her literally go, right, well, fuck you.
Any bolt?
Yeah,
I figure that's about all she's got.
at
But
second level.
Cannon hit.
it's something. Oh yeah, it can hit.
No. 23 didn't.
Yeah. She's probably got a +8.
4 or 5.
Plus 5.
Yeah. I'm assuming
So
she's
she
like a 3rd or
rolls
4th level.
19, maybe.
She has to roll a natural 20.
Okay, well, it's worth a shot.
She does.
No.
Oh my god.
Fucking shot.
Crit then, too. So
That's 80.
it's a crit, too. Nice.
Portia.
The goat! That's why she's the goat!
I think this is probably going to be the biggest insult of Leon Enduin's unlife.
She deals 31 points of damage?
Yikes. That's...
Fuck you. What?
I imagine a Kelmvor fist in the light.
That's for Ireland.
I'm banging at the door. I turn around. I see that. I'm like,
Holy shit! Go, Portia!
Fuck yeah, Portia.
That'll bring to Daniel.
Shoot him with lasers!
Shoot him with lasers.
Hadouken.
Hadouken?
Kamehameha.
Sorry, I gotta pull up Daniel real quick. So many character sheets back here.
Daniel's more of a short.
And one of them is like 5 pages. Fucking.
5-page head ass motherfucker. 30+ stat block piece.
Yeah, like the numbers are reminding me of me just like looking at a Kellamore stat block, and I'm like, fuck, man.
That makes sense.
Just think, this is just his avatar.
I didn't want to scrap with Tiamat today, but
Fuck it.
You see, he will walk forward, he will look at Bastion, and he will go to cast Shield of Faith, and nothing happens.
Bastion cast Shield of Faith?
No,
No,
Daniel.
Daniel goes to cast Shield of Faith. As through the discordance, abjuration magic is starting to have issues and effects. He cannot abjure. None of you can.
Abjuration includes what?
That is shield. That is counterspell. That is shield of faith. Any defensive
Buffs.
magics.
Buffs and defenses.
Guards and wards.
Oh, dick. Do we think that this is stronger here specifically because this is kind of like a layer of the unnamed god?
Definitely, probably is.
You can find out on your turn. So, he will do that and just. All right. Fuck. As he's going to use his action to get right up next to Bastion. That way he can try to use his interposing fighting style and try to assist that way.
Is he a paladin fighter?
Nope, just a paladin.
Oh, yeah.
They get fighting styles.
Oh, I didn't know.
All right, Investor of Flame.
Daniel takes damage.
Damn, Daniel.
I don't know what I should do.
Sorry, my apologies. You see,
Time shifted.
you watch as Bastion is going to condense like a bright light, this like seed of golden flame, and shoot it out. The unnamed god will have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can he fail?
DC 18.
I don't think he can fail.
He cannot.
Okay.
But he's still going to take half this damage.
Is this fireball?
No, this is literally just part of Investor of Flame.
Oh.
So he can, as long as he concentrates on this, he can continue doing this as an action on his turn.
The investiture spells are cool. There is not investiture of warder. Otherwise, I would. They have ice and wind.
Ice, wind, lightning, fire.
Yep.
You know, all the main elements.
Stone.
Fun water.
They have stone. Yeah. Yeah, ice, but not warder.
All right. You'll watch him do that, and then immediately he's going to spend a couple of sorcery points and with his claws try to slam into him with a green flame blade, essentially, as or actually just with a sword. He wouldn't be able to do it with his claws, unfortunately, but he can still do it with his sword. Try to hit the unnamed god. He will miss. All right. That'll bring you to Alyssa.
Alyssa's gonna stand up for half her movement, spit out some blood, with thumbs up to Arnold, and is gonna move 15 feet, trying to get in the line of sight to see Styx.
I'd say you'd be able to just look around the corner if you wanted to, but that is 15 feet right there.
And I'm gonna look at him and say, I have no idea what you're doing, but I trust you. And I saw Kex fucking run like hell, so you're gonna need to catch up. And I'm gonna cast haste.
Hell yeah.
And then I am going to I don't know if I still want to do that. Debating it. No, I don't. I shouldn't do that. I'll just cast haste, and also my hound is going to attack for 48 on my turn.
You're not within 5 feet.
It's not me. It's the hound.
Right. The hound makes an attack.
When it's within 5 feet of an enemy.
Correct.
Yeah, it's within 5 feet of an enemy.
Where is it?
You didn't specify that. hits
Oh, the
with
hound
me.
got launched too. Fair enough. Peace.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, the hound be back here still then.
9,
Whatever, I don't care.
13, 14 points of piercing damage.
Semantics.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have my tiny servant cast Shatter.
Do not remember you repairing that, as it
it
got detonated in the last fight.
Yeah, I didn't repair that. I casted Tiny Servant on something else.
When?
When did you say you did that?
I would have done it at the start of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or we can say that it's not here and it's a blown up teddy bear somewhere else if you want. I didn't use it last turn because I forgot, but
With things like that, I would prefer if you would actually announce that you've done these things.
okay. Can I just say that I would use the 4th and 3rd level spell slots each day to make sure that I have those for battle?
Sure. Have you marked them off?
Yeah, I have.
Then yeah.
Okay. Then I will cast Shatter at that 2nd level, which is con save 19.
They will pass.
Cool. And it'll take half damage. Or 2, 8. So 14. So 7 points of thunder damage.
Okay, cool.
And then Alyssa is going to look like she's going to go back into the fight next turn.
You got it. Cool, yeah. Boom. Sayun.
All right. I will look at Arnold. As fun as this is going to be, I think there's a faster way to take care of this. Would you be willing to come with me?
Wordlessly. Grab your
Dimension
hand.
door into the crypt.
All right. Can you please go ahead and make me a perception check to make sure you hit this target correctly?
20.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
So what is that? 30?
35.
You're like, you like, yep, I can do it.
You teleport.
All right. Pop up next to Kex. So it was in this drawer that the corpse thing, I believe, was in. Oh, there's a lot of zombies.
Yeah, I had some friends.
I will take care of those in a moment.
I believe in you, and I will inspire him.
He fist bumps you.
Yep.
It's a little wet.
Yep.
Sayo, can you get this open?
Certainly with my brawlic arms. So that would have been my action, and then I inspired him as my bonus action. So I will prepare.
All right.
Pulling on the crypt with the feet on the crypt, so you can't actually pull anything.
You got it. Hell yeah, dude.
I figured bring the cleric to the thing.
Yeah,
For sure.
I couldn't get to you.
not a
to
bad
do it.
idea.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
now I'm shifting where I'm like, okay, well, I was gonna go in and do it, but I guess I'm gonna try and help Daniel and Bastion and Alyssa now.
And Portia. Don't forget about Portia.
And
Portia's done the most damage.
I will drop concentration on Moonbeam.
Cool.
You could still run in there and like Spirit Guardians.
Well, if I did anything, it would be destroy undead because I'm pretty sure they would just.
And that's probably
But-
what the Dawn Justice is going to do.
But with haste, you can action dash, and you already have double movement.
120.
Get through. He still has to open the door.
I can cast Etherealness, but right now I think that
Doors are unless they're locked, they're considered an item interaction.
Unless he's barred the doors, which he forcibly slams shut.
While you were moving, she is correct. Doors are normally just an item interaction, but Sam's also correct. Unless they are barred shut, they may become an issue that way. We'll see.
Do Spirit Guardians go around corners?
I don't know. That's,
I think it's just an AOE. Like,
Unless you have total cover.
yeah.
Okay.
I think you have to be able to be seen.
Nope. Just total.
No?
Total cover. So like a wall, a door would stop it. But if you're
It goes
standing
underneath
like,
the door, and the spirits are like crawling out.
if you're standing where Alyssa is, you would be able to hit over here, like around the corner and a little bit further out too,
I see.
because it's not total cover. Yeah. All right. That will bring it to the unnamed god's turn, who is going to notice.
Everybody.
Everybody's leaving. That is an issue. It's like, oh no, they've not stood to fight me.
I don't call it defiance for no reason.
I'm banging at the door. No, we are.
You'll watch him as he's going to, well, pull a taste. As he's going to put his hand into shadow. And you guys will watch as he's going to pull up harshly. The entire temple is going to start to shake and quake, and things are going to move.
Is this a spell?
This is not.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that for a minute.
I know. It's empty right now. Yeah.
As you guys notice, the gothic features start to take even sharper reliefs. You can begin to smell, those of you down in the crypt, it already smells like rot, but now it starts to smell like fresh blood, as around your feet, blood is starting to pool up out of grates.
Oh,
Heck,
I'm a bust. No.
As you begin to drown in sweet food and ichor.
All right. And by activating that, that's going to be the end of their turn.
Okay. Sure.
Sticks.
okay. I'm very torn.
You're going to be if you stay there.
Bruh.
Brother.
How far is Bastion and Daniel from me?
50 feet. Neither of them have been hit yet, for the record.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna take 30 seconds above table. I am torn between going down into the crypt with etherealness or staying and helping because I feel like Alyssa can hold her own, but Daniel and Bastion against this avatar, while we don't know how long it'll take to deal with this thing, is rough. So
Portia's there. Don't worry about it.
You gotta make a choice.
I'm going to roll a d6.
I'll let the babies solo god.
On evens,
Hey, what are
I
they?
stay. On odds, I go. That is evens. Okay. I'm going to walk within 30 feet of everybody except for Portia because she's further back. I'm going to cast Holy Aura.
Hell yeah.
That works.
Okay. So I don't think he can fail this save, so it doesn't matter. It is a... it's a con 19, so he can't fail.
No, he cannot.
Okay. The creatures of your choice in the radius when you cast a spell should dim light for 5-foot radius, and have advantage on all saving throws. And other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. In addition, when a fiend or an undead hits an affected creature with a melee attack, the aura flashes with brilliant light. The attacker must succeed a Constitution saving throw, which he can't fail. Okay. So basically, they just have advantage on saving throws, and creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. That's it.
You let him play light up whack-a-mole.
I'm also just trying to get rid of this nasty ass aura that's all around us.
With your own nasty ass aura.
Oh, this is the pretty stuff.
Moiling up from the ground, Kelmvor's touch here is starting to intercede on your behalf. You see spirits start to raise up, golden and empowering, as they look over at Daniel, Bastion, Alyssa, and they just and run at them. As you watch, they almost interpose themselves over the person in question, acting as a guardian and assisting them.
You still have another action.
Oh, I get 2 actions, but I can't cast a spell.
Nope.
You can't cast a spell, but you have a sword.
I'm gonna go up to the unnamed god.
So that was
Flonking.
I think I can
He has
get.
double movement.
Oh yeah, totally, dude. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Flanking with Bastion too, or Daniel too. Let's go.
Divine flanking.
So I'm gonna take
Divine
out.
Eiffel Tower.
I'm glad I called that out.
Gonna take out the executioner, and I'm going to just like back of the blade and just take a big ol' swing at it. So it's a plus 11 normally because of my wisdom modifier. What do I add? I have advantage.
So you just roll twice. Take
Guiding
the higher of the
bolt?
two.
Guiding bolt
Yes,
is the next.
Is already advantage.
Okay.
Okay. And then does Daniel give me anything additional?
You're getting everything.
Just
I
advantage.
get, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Just advantage. Just advantage.
Gotta roll
Okay.
at least a 13, I think.
I rolled 2 5s, so I missed. 16.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
Dice? I'm just asking. You guys got some.
How many do we have?
3.
You know what? I got one of them. I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
I want to see if maybe this blade has a special.
No one's telling you not to, my bro.
All right.
Love of everything holy. Brother.
Shit. No. 7.
Unfortunate. You swing.
You got a
I tried.
absolute scuff.
You swing, and the
Never swung a sword before.
massive blade just seems to pass through. It is not that you missed. It is just that this thing is not substantial at the moment to hit.
I'm gonna look at Bastion. I'm gonna be like, man, how the fuck do you hit things with this?
We can tell you later.
All right, I'm gonna try and pull it out of the ground.
Not the time. Swing from your hips. Swing from your hips, not from your back.
Okay. I'm pulling with my back,
No. We just told you.
and that'll be my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, getting his legendary actions back, he's going to turn around and go. Oh, I'm so glad you came here.
You have +2 AC. Don't forget.
Yep. I don't think it matters that much. But yeah.
That brings your AC to 21.
Yep. He can miss.
Plus to hit is a 22.
Okay.
That being said, I should still roll anyways. The natural one is still a critical fail.
Yep.
That's a 19 on the die.
At least it wasn't a quit.
At least it wasn't a crit for sure.
No, he has expanded crit range.
Does he have
How
disadvantage?
much damage? Guess.
He does have disadvantage.
Why would he have disadvantage?
Holy
From
Aura
Holy Aura.
to attack.
It is. I would include myself.
I kid you not, another 19.
Oh, well.
It was
It's always worth fishing for
Hell yeah, dude.
It was worth it. Why?
This was a positive crit for us. Yes.
Okay.
Are
you rolling damage?
Is he a champion? Is that a crit?
that actually is a crit.
Okay. Well, I'm death snoring it.
Beautiful. Because that was going to be 10d20 necrotic damage.
So that would have been an. Oh, but necrotic.
Necrotic.
Hey!
Is this a spell?
So I
This
negate.
is not.
I negate the crit, so it's 5d20.
It's still going to be 10d20. Actually, we're going to take the average because that's what we've been saying we're going to do. If it was a critical, I was going to roll 20d20 for it.
D20.
Gross.
Yeah. This is
Gross.
his big fuck off move. This is going to take all 3 of his legendary actions
Oh.
to
So
do
this
it.
is 100.
Daniel's interception.
Would just interpose disadvantage.
Yeah.
Which he
Oh,
already
I
has.
thought interception.
Reduces some damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on average,
There's
it's
the other one.
100.
There's protector, which is disadvantage, then interception, which
Yeah, I have the same interception, so. But he's not within 5 feet of me, so.
boom.
So on average, 10d20 would be 100
So it's 105 reduced
to 53.
52. Round down.
Do you have to roll a save for this or just a hits?
Oh, it's probably a save.
You have to roll a 26 concentration check.
That's
Holy
impossible.
Aura?
Holy aura.
The target's speed is reduced in half, which is funny because it's just back to normal for you now. You cannot regain hit points. Full stop.
Okay.
The target can make a DC 36 Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Impossible.
I couldn't even do that with my wisdom.
I don't even think Hilda could make that.
Nobody can make that.
I have a +3.
You're fighting gods at this point.
Yeah.
So I can give you a +5, and then Daniel's aura gives you a +3.
It wouldn't.
So that would be a +9.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. There's no way I can pass this.
This damage will persist at the end of your turn. There will be another instance of damage that will continue.
Well, good thing you just went.
So that has definitely put a ticking clock on what you guys got going on now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so would Death Ward count as healing?
Well,
Only one way to find out.
better fucking...
So as you run up, try to swing, you watch this black gauntlet materialize, literally backhands you across the face. You can feel your beak almost snaps and breaks. If you had not used Death's Door, if Kalimvor had not been looking out for you, that would have been 210 damage reduced to 105.
210 is only 15 points away from outright killing me.
You guys are fighting gods.
There
As
was,
you feel the searing brand of hatred has been left on your face.
Holy Aura is definitely gone, unless you can... Well, 28. Can't make
You
that.
can regain. Interception is D10 plus fighter level, or
Yeah.
just level. You can go ahead and regain 13 HP, as Daniel did rush in to try and intercede on your behalf, but it was a glancing blow at best.
You made it move up from where it would have
Wait.
knocked all your teeth out to just break your nose.
That would bring
The
the
concentration.
concentration check down.
What would it be now?
So it was 52, reduced by 13.
39.
39, cut in half is
19.
19.
And that would also reduce. Does that reduce the amount he takes at the? No. Okay.
So I have a good chance. I have advantage because Warcaster. 16 plus 3.
19. You got it right on the dot.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
You would have had 22.
You also have
regardless.
Daniel's.
Yeah. You would have had 22.
He's not within 10 feet of
Oh
Daniel.
my god.
You got it. So
He's too big.
Holy Aura is still up,
Thank God. That's
at least for a round.
yeah. I think 2 rounds of Holy Aura is almost best case scenario here.
Okay.
All right. Hell yeah. That'll bring to Kex. You're within the tombs itself. You're standing in front of the tomb in question. You see zombies are starting to come forward. Abernathy looks at you and goes, I trust you to unlock this. And then he's going to start stepping forward to deal with the zombies.
Okay. Okay. Are the letters?
They're still swarming.
Okay. Sticks used Dispel Magic, and then it said the name. I don't have Dispel Magic. I wonder if I just say the name and then try to open it. Is it going to take my action to open this?
Depending on how you try to do it.
Okay. Okay. For flavor's sake, I'm gonna do this and cast bonus action Spirit Shroud on myself.
Okay.
With having the Raven Queen's aura.
As you cast Spirit Shroud, the Raven Queen in this emerald and gold standing above you, you feel droplets hitting the top of your head.
Blood.
You look up, you see the Raven Queen's face is mangled. She is crying literal tears of blood as she is trying her best to intercede on your behalf, even now.
How many of the zombies are within 10 feet of me?
I'd say easily 5.
All of their speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay.
That's just an additional Spirit Shroud effect.
Beautiful.
And then I'm going to speak. I'm going to grab the crypt. I'm going to say Leon Enduin, and then will be undone. I'm hoping that the Raven Queen's hands match mine, and I'm just gonna try to pull it open.
All right. This is one of those moments where a spell has been used for great flavor. I enjoy that. And you are literally calling in a spirit on your behalf. Mechanically, there's no benefit from this. But we've been known to bend how spells work if you ask the Fates. If you ask the Raven Queen. Should you like to spend one of these die, I will say this will just work. If not, let me know, what are you trying to do? You have the Raven Queen on your side. Are you trying to just muscle it open? Are you
guys comfortable with me spending a die to make this happen?
Up to you.
Up to you.
I would like to.
I use one just to fucking swing a big ass fucking sword at that motherfucker.
I will still say what my intent is, though, just because I think that
Beautiful.
is. I'm calling on any amount of vengeance that she has. I'm calling on the fact that I feel like if I can accomplish this, I may be able to just grant her a breath. As I can just take just a sliver out of him, just enough to make him, to give her a little bit of confidence that this is going to work, that we can stop him. It just to give her a little bit of a relief that this is going to suck and it's going to keep sucking, but we can do this. We can stop him. And Kex very thoroughly believes that he can.
Beautiful. You say this, and it is not just the Raven Queen's hands over your own, but then you see another set, blue, almost crackling with electricity. You see another set with gauntlets, a burning fury, as the rest of you guys see not only the Raven Queen, but Aurelia, Kara, all pull with Kex. This stone coffin tomb door opens up, and immediately there is a inky blackness that envelops out. If I could have Kex, Sail, and Abernathy
No shot.
make con saving throws.
Yep.
Natural 20 for Abernathy as well.
No way!
Rolling domes over here. You too?
No
That's a three.
fucking
That's a
shot.
threefer right there.
3 for 3.
The dice tell a
see-
story.
you
One in
see the-
8,000.
You see, one of each of the gauntlets also goes to each of you and tilts the fates in your favor.
That's fucking wild.
That is, my God. Okay.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
Just the as Hunger of Hadar spills forth from this crypt tomb, the entire area around you guys starts to get enveloped in darkness.
Okay.
This 20-foot radius. It's like ink itself. You can still see it, I'm aware.
Yep.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure. This is important. That superior dog vision, bro.
Beautiful. And this is going to be a good couple of D6.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I asked for dexterity saving or con saving throws. I need dexterity. You will take nothing because of evasion.
So,
Natural 20s still stand, so you're good.
29.
Yeah. Though I think even with a natural 20, Abernathy will actually fail this.
He's like, I so got this. I don't have this.
As Abernathy is going to take 22 points of acid damage, and Sail, you will take 11. Kex, you take none.
Okay. Did this cost my action to open this?
100% it did.
Okay.
But now that it is open, you, with your magical eyes, are the only one that can see this.
Yep.
There is a Stygian iron. You look at it and realize that's not iron. That seems to be old bone that has been burned and etched into
Bone.
bone. For a brief moment, you believe it to be sticking iron. It shines like it should be. It looks as though it is like has the kind of grain structure that you would see similar to like iron, things like that have been etched. But looking at it, it's definitely the shape of a bone.
And
it has celestial runes etched into it.
What do they say? I've got the magic eyes, Andrew.
In celestial, it reads Bane.
Reads Bane. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna tell Sail, because Sail's right next to me. I'm like, it's open. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
All right.
That'll bring to Abernathy's turn. Abernathy is going to just use Turn Undead. And at his level, and these just being zombies, they will simply just turn to ash. He's like, did I get him?
Yeah.
I can't quite see.
Yes, they're gone.
Looking around. And that will unfortunately have to be his turn because he can't see to help at the moment.
No, that's okay.
That'll bring to Portia. Portia is going to try to fucking do it again.
Let's fucking go.
No.
Yep.
That would be nuts, though.
Daniel, he's going to yep. Seeing that he can't help people stay safe with magic, he will instead go on the offensive. As he's going to do Blinding Smite and Hope.
Got advantage.
Yep. At advantage.
I don't think there is any chance that Leon can go blind for this.
No.
+8. He needs to roll an 18.
Huh? Advantage is advantage.
He gets an 18 on the die.
Well,
he hits.
I love these high rolls. Like, it doesn't even matter if the unnamed god fucking rolls high because, like,
he's gonna
he hits
hit.
fucking
Doesn't matter if he rolls low either.
Exactly.
D8. Con saving throw. It won't matter. He will succeed because can't get high enough to actually break that. But that will mean that he gets to add, I think, a little bit extra damage to this.
Yeah.
Using Blinding Smite.
Blinding, I think, is 46.
3d8. So additional 3d8. He's going to deal 13 plus 8 and 4. So 25. He deals 25 points of damage with his first slash. Slamming into him.
Portia's still out DPSing you.
Second attack at advantage. He will miss. Unfortunately.
Portia's definitely still out DPSing you.
Which will bring to the top of the turn. Bastion. He will bonus action. Nope, he can't do that because he has an Investiture of Flame on him right now. So instead, and he can't benefit from flanking because of where Styx is at, he will bonus action Ashen Escape. 5, 10, 15.
See you, Daniel.
Back up. And then Investiture of Flame again.
Cool spell.
And then he has the bead of fire on him, which bumps that. So 25.
Portia's still.
Hell yeah. You guys have broken triple digits on damage towards him.
Glad he still probably has 4 digits of health.
Ironically, most of the damage is from our NPCs.
Yeah.
Alyssa.
I'm going to bonus action, turn myself big.
Womp, 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 womp.
And I noticed you said something that makes me think that I need to do things a little bit differently. You said that Bastion didn't have advantage because he wasn't flanking with Styx.
Correct. It needs to be a straight line through, which at that weird angle it wouldn't be.
Okay. Do I have enough movement to get over to the opposite side? where he was.
Astron was? Give me one moment.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh. 25 right there.
Perfect. As I'm walking by, do I see anything different about Styx's face?
Yeah, he has a massive gauntlet-sized wound in the side, as well as the burned sigil of what appears to be something in Celestial.
Can I forget if Arathas's thing makes it so that I can just read it, or is it spoken?
Comprehend languages is reading as well.
Okay. I don't know if that's a free action or
Sally
It is not.
Salamander Souffle.
requiring.
What?
I just had
Okay.
a roll pop up on D&D Beyond. A Sally Salamander Souffle rolled a 24.
Don't worry about it.
So I would like to cast Dispel Magic on that sigil.
Okay. You're going to have to roll for it.
Okay.
So it'll be DC 19.
With Arcana?
No, it is straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence. All right. And I can't add like Flash of Genius or anything, correct?
This is a check.
No, you could add
I could.
that. It's just you
Yeah,
don't, get,
100%.
you don't get the extra bits from the Arcana stuff.
So that's a 12 plus 5 for intelligence.
17.
So 17. So I'm going to Flash of Genius for this.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to dispel that sigil off of Styx.
Very important.
Good call.
Then I'm going to look back up at this specter, and I'm going to action surge,
Okay.
and I'm going to put some damage into him. And I'm going to say, "No bell, fuck you, let's go," and I'm going to attack twice.
Okay.
24.
Miss.
25.
Wait, I get advantage, so I'm flanking.
You're not.
Straight line
Bastion
through.
wasn't flanking from
If
there,
you
so that
move
would be-
one to the right, would you be flanking?
But also Holy Aura, I thought.
No, that's only disadvantage against you.
Oh,
You can move one to the right.
sure, yeah. All right, then that's an 18 plus 13, so like 31, I think.
Yep.
You have advantage on saving throws with Holy Order.
Yeah.
Saving throws and disadvantage on attacks against.
Got it.
Yeah, that will hit.
Okay.
Still good.
And that will be a 25.
To
Wait,
hit or
actually,
for
let me
damage?
fish for a crit. 32.
32 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 hit.
Okay. And I already did my bonus action, so I'm bigger, so I got one of those. And
Dice, the dice.
I need my D12. Where's my D12? Okay. That's 4 plus 9, so 13. And a 7 plus 9 for 16. And then D6, which is a 1.
30?
Yeah.
So 30 points of damage into this guy.
Which is still 1 damage higher.
You manage to jump on through. You almost as you're going like underneath where like his legs should be, this kind of like shadowy coalescence. You dodge down, slamming directly into him as he just.
My hound is also going to make an attack. For 48 piercing. So 5, 8, so 12, no, 13. 17. And that's another 8, so 17, 25 points of damage. And I'm also going to cast Shatter with my tiny.
The hound's attack bonus is equal to your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency, so you still need to roll to hit.
Sure. And
What's your spell attack mod?
I believe it's at 11. Yeah, 11.
Does it get advantage?
Is it flanking?
No, probably not.
Okay, then it would have been a 23.
23 will miss.
Okay. And then there's no half damage on that, so shatter will do half damage because he just auto succeeds against a 19.
Okay.
8, 4, 4. So 16 halved. 8.
Still good
Now
round
I
of
did
damage.
beat Portia.
Yes, now you did beat Portia.
And you save sticks.
That too.
That's a little important.
Yeah. And I probably made him angry because he gets disadvantage on attacks against anybody besides me.
Already had that, but
Triple disadvantage.
This way, if I
You triple suck.
if I drop
yes.
Holy Aura still.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Is that you?
So basically, in front of me, there is a drawer from which the darkness is coming from.
You are enveloped in darkness right now.
Yes.
I do have a question. With that aura being gone, is it possible that he can be healed now, or is that just a permanent status effect?
We'll see.
Okay.
I will try to reach in to find the thingy.
You place your hand in, you start to move around. As you come in contact with the bone, can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
$19.
Different screen.
And
Should I re-roll this with you? No.
how much HP do you have?
104.
Well, that's good.
Power word kill won't kill you. Is that what it was?
Yep.
That's exactly what it was.
Motherfucker!
Yep.
There you go.
And you immediately feel like pulse of necrotic energy. At the top of your turn, can you please make me a dexterity saving throw as well, as you are...
Did you give him your old armor?
20 flat.
Okay.
So here's the thing. At the top of your turn, the acid still persists.
Okay.
You've made the save to take half. I have to roll 2d6 because that's all it is. If I roll low, you're still good. If I roll high, it's going to be bad, as the power word kill will take effect.
Okay.
I remember that we did something with either Styx's armor or I made you armor that had necrotic.
Necrotic, not acid.
Yeah. I was asking about the necrotic energy.
You take 2 points of damage, you're fine.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I haven't taken
2 ones?
I haven't taken any necrotic damage.
2 twos
Reduced.
reduced in half to 2.
I remember.
I was confused by the power word kill comment then.
So you're still good.
You're still fine.
All right, get
All right.
fucking rid of it.
At a 7th level, and I will burn heroic inspiration if I have to. I will dispel magic.
All right. You will have to roll for it. Be a charisma check for you.
Just plus my
19.
charisma.
Yep.
Okay, 24.
19.
18 plus 6.
Hell yeah. You hold on to it, and the darkness around you starts to evaporate, and you see in Sail's hands that almost silvery white that comes across him when he casts these type of divination magics on this. But in this time, it is purple. It is aquamarine, as the ridges of the bone itself, the actual ridges in what are this maybe metal bone, you're not quite sure, starts to overload with power as you assert your dominance over it. And it outside, the avatar disapparates.
Ashes, dust.
Hicks and Abernathy would probably see in that moment like every bit of humanity that was left in Sahil was gone in that moment as he was slowly just crushing this thing in his hand, like claws growing out of his hands and sparks flying everywhere as it's turned into seawater.
And with that, we're going to go and take our break. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, this is going to be the end of the episode. We love you. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you're watching this live, we'll be back in about an hour.